Hey everybody, what's going on? Looks like y'all been enjoying some of my YouTube videos, helping you grow your business, helping you build websites, helping you do SEO, helping you get listed on Google, get ranked. That's what it's all about. That's what business is all about, the bottom line. Get on that first page of Google. Well, I'm going to show you some more things. Jarvis, one of the greatest, I think one of the greatest AI writing tools next to Surfer and all that. This one is more where Surfer goes in, where if you've watched my videos on Surfer, if you haven't, go watch those. It'll help you build a framework for your website. It'll help you write some basic content, a lot of file structure, a lot of structure of how you're going to put your site together. Now, Jarvis is all right. After you've done that stuff with Surfer, you go into Jarvis, you expand, you really expand that, and you blow Google's mind, and that helps you that first page rank. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to explain something that Jarvis just started doing. They started their Jarvis certification program. And so we're going to go into all that. Now, if you look here, you don't need to see my face for this. If you look here, you see the Get Jarvis Certified. Now this, if you're using Jarvis, if you're on a Jarvis plan, I don't think you have to be on boss mode plan, but man, I highly recommend boss mode for Jarvis. But if you're on that, go in there and right up here, whenever you're on the page there, on the dashboard, you see certification program, Get Jarvis Certified. Boom. This is not hard to do, and you get that Jarvis certification. So if you want to write for other people, this helps tremendously. So you go in there, you click Get Certified, and we're going to cover through all this and what all is required to get certified in content writing with AI. So ready to kick it up a notch? Here we go. The Jarvis certification program. Jarvis certification is a special designation reserved for those who have proven a high level of competence using Jarvis to create great content. After completing the certification, you'll receive a shiny new badge you can add to your LinkedIn or show it off on your professional expertise. You also get a certificate with your name on it to frame on the wall above your law school degree. It's kind of a big deal. Basically saying it's pretty good. It's a good thing to have. You know, if you don't really if you don't have a job right now, there's all kind of people that lost their jobs with everything with the COVID and pandemic and not getting into politics, but there's a lot of people looking for work and a lot of people that don't want to go out and work for whatever reason. They can't leave their house to work. This is a way you can earn money at home if you're working for yourself or work for somebody else. If you're working for yourself, you don't really have to have the Jarvis certification, but some people just have fun getting certifications. I've got a few. I got my Cisco certification back 20 something years ago, my Microsoft certification for Microsoft server back in the Windows NT4. Any of y'all old people that were in IT back in the day, that was a big deal back then. But anyways, this will help you get a job. This will help you make money where you should easily be able to pull $20, $30 an hour doing this. So, but I use Jarvis because, well, I've got a pest control website and I want to grow that. I want to grow my pest control business. So I started studying different things, and long story to get to this point, but I was really deep in AI stuff. And then I took a step back and realized I don't need to be doing coding and all that stuff with AI right now. There is a golden opportunity that's not going to last forever, but it's to write content with AI. And so here we are, and I'm showing y'all how to do it because I can't keep it to myself. You know, I like people. I like helping people, and you know, if we don't do it over here, there's other people in other places. You know, the car warranty people that call you all the time. Those kind of people, they're gonna monetize on this. Might as well help my fellow man here or woman. So here's what it looks like. Your certification. How to get certified. So you're going to complete the following requirements. You're going to complete the Jarvis Bootcamp, which is what we're going to cover through these videos. We're going to generate content at least once inside each of the 50 plus templates. There's a lot of templates in Jarvis to do different types of copy work, to do different types of writing. And we're going to go through each of these. So I know it's a lot, but we're going to go through a lot, and it doesn't take long to show you each of these. We're going to create one new recipe of your own. Don't just copy an existing one. Recipes are, it's like, so like AI, you they call it dancing with AI. You walk back and forth. You learn how to communicate with AI, and AI is not the writer. You're the writer. AI is a writing assistant. Now you direct it, and it writes what you want it to write. So you direct it to write good SEO friendly stuff Google's going to like. It's going to like it. It's going to create a lot of content. And you just need to make sure it's correct. So you need to guide it. You need to, and then the recipe helps Jarvis to understand what you're trying to do. So the end result, your food, if you will, from the recipe, is going to be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful, and it's going to work good for you. So we're going to create a recipe, and the next requirement is to have personally generated at least 20,000 words. You can sit down in a few hours, if that long, and generate 20,000 words. It doesn't take a long time. The hardest part, like I said, just fact checking. Make sure it's all true. It's all real. You don't want to put out garbage, you know, and you don't want to feed it garbage too. And I'll show you how to feed Jarvis correct content so it gives you correct content back. AI is a whole different way of thinking. So you got to kind of start thinking like the way a computer brain would think. It's a lot different. So, but it's so effective, so good at helping us. All right, so once you've done that, to see how many words you generated. So Jarvis keeps up with how many words you generated. You can go over there and see that. Do not take the exam until you have completed all the above requirements. Then you pass the exam. Once you pass it, it's open note. So I mean, it's not super hard. Once you've gone through all the steps above, it's not hard to pass the exam, I'm sure. I'm going to go through it, and in fact, take it most likely today and pass it. So to pass, you need to answer 85% of the questions successfully. You can take it multiple times, and then you wait for a review. So after you pass the exam, they're going to be alerted that they're going to need to review it. And once they confirm everything's complete and that they go through, and it looks like all passing applicants on the next Tuesday after your exam is passed. So after that, that'll be if everything checks out. Congrats. You're officially Jarvis certified. Once approved, we'll email your badge and certificate with your name on it. Add the badge to your LinkedIn and show it to the world. You're in the big leagues now. All right, so we're going to get started on the next. Let's get started on this right over here. So I use OBS, so sometimes I want to come over here and take a look. Make sure I'm on the right scene. No, I wasn't. So we're going to lesson 1, the basics. So all right, so as you can see, I'm using OBS. Yep, that's the video editor I like to use. It works for me. I've learned how to use it. It took a little while, but it's helped me create better videos for y'all. So on to lesson 1. Let's complete the Jarvis Bootcamp. Let's get started. Lesson 1. So this course is designed with one aim in mind: providing step-by-step instructions for getting trained and using Jarvis successfully. If you thoughtfully complete each lesson, you will feel confident using Jarvis to write excellent content at a tremendous speed. We highly recommend all users complete the bootcamp. Because Jarvis is changing at rapid speed, the bootcamp is a living, breathing course. We're always making updates and would love your feedback or on anything we could do to improve it or any updates you see. So this right now is August 2021. If it's been longer than that, you can watch over this, but then you may want to review over. There may be some changes. So, but this is current, the beginning of the Jarvis Bootcamp. Let's go into the basics. All right, let's walk through the app basics, so you'll know your way around. Well, you'll learn in this lesson. We're going to learn about the dashboard, the templates, the documents, the content history, and the projects. All right, let's start out with the dashboard. This is the Jarvis dashboard right here. All right, inside the app, you'll see a dashboard like this. This will be your home base. You can always access the screen by clicking dashboard on the side nav bar. Inside the dashboard, you'll see that you can see feature updates. All right, you'll be able to access your favorite templates. You'll see how many words you generated over the last 7 days. You get quick links to the Facebook community and to earn free credits by leaving an honest review. All right, so let's go over here and let's take a look at the dashboard. Let's go up over here. Here's our dashboard. That's where we saw the Get Jarvis certified. That was up on the dashboard. And you'll see over here, you can get some Jarvis swag if you want. There's places to get free credit. Now, if you've got boss mode, you don't need the free credits, but they'll stick with you. So if you decide to not continue your subscription with Jarvis, you can use those later on. I believe is how that works. Join the community. I highly recommend getting this Facebook group. You can learn a lot over here. Learn a whole lot. Now, companies that are using Jarvis, there's Shopify, Google's using Jarvis, Canva, Zillow, Airbnb, Stripe. So there's a lot of big names using this AI, and that's why I'm saying time is of the essence. It's spitting out so many words, so much content, so fast that you really want to be early on in getting this. So, but this is your dashboard. This is where you go, your templates, your recipes, documents, AI outputs. You can see that right here is Looper Industries. That's the name of my pest control business. Projects. So you can set up different projects over here. So that's the dashboard. So let's see what's next on this. So I've walked you through that. Next lesson, templates. All right. This is the meat of the bones, right? This is the meat. Let's go over here. Let's look at templates and see what all we got. And you're about to be blown away if you've never been inside of Jarvis. All right, long form assistant. That's where you're going with boss mode. And if you want to go in there and write a 5,000 word article and you want to let Jarvis write most of it and you just want to guide Jarvis, as it's assisting you, you could just go through. If you're in boss mode, you just boom, boom, boom. You just keep adding it. And it'll go in there and it'll put a paragraph or so at a time. It'll put so many words in. You can set it for how many words you want it to put in. If you want a lot of words, medium amount of words, or a small amount of words. That way you can guide it, especially in the beginning of writing your article. You want to make sure it stays on track, because AI, I like to think that AI its mind can't wander, but it wanders off from topic. It can get distracted. The way it understands things is far different than what we can understand it. It's not exactly like a human brain. You gotta think about what it's doing, and it's turning words into numbers, and it's finding relations in those numbers. And I'm not going to get into all that, but that's where you're going to write your long stuff. ADA framework. All right, this is the oldest marketing framework in the world. It's attention, interest, desire, and action. So you get the reader's attention, you get their interest, you get their desire for what you got, and then action. Here's how you get it. So that's where you'd write that kind of stuff. PASS framework, PAS, problem, agitate, solution. Now that's where you show them their problem, and then you agitate them about it, and then you show them a solution. So that's another common marketing technique. Content improver. That's if you want to just rewrite your entire website, you can go in there, content improver, and just improve upon it, expand upon it. The content improver is great. Product description. Create compelling product descriptions to be used on websites, emails, and social media. It's plain and simple. It's a product description that compels. You want to compel people to buy. Whether it's buying your product or buying your service, whatever it is. Blog post topic ideals. If you just want to brainstorm for new blog topics, stuff that is going to rank easy on Google, that's where you go for that. A blog post outline. Create lists and outlines for articles. Works best for listicle and how to style blog posts or articles. That's really nice. Blog post intro paragraph. Blast through writer's block by letting us write your opening paragraph for you. I'm telling you, folks, this makes life easy. And if you're not doing this right now, you are missing the mark. I would try to take a vacation just to sit down for a week or two, learn this and use it and apply it to your business, and just let that business blow up and get back to work and wait on Google for a few weeks and see what happens. You will not regret it. Blog post conclusion paragraph. Wrap up your blog post with an engaging conclusion paragraph. Creative story. Write deliciously creative stories to engage your readers. Explain it to a child. Rephrase text to make it easier to read and understand. This is interesting. The thing that I learned is on the internet, if you're not writing your content in a, like, I can't remember if it was fifth to eighth grade level, but somewhere in that, it's either fifth or eighth grade, people aren't going to keep reading it. They don't want anything too difficult. They don't want anything too technical. They want it simple. The whole KISS, keep it simple. Yeah. So you want to explain to a child? Yeah, you're actually explaining it to adults, but you don't want to get technical with adults if you're trying to sell them something, because they're going to get bored and they're going to leave. And you know what happens when people go to your website and they leave really quick? Google says people don't like this site, and they send your rank down. And websites that are ranking, that people go in, somebody may create a new website and be on the third page, and somebody stumbles across it, and next thing you know, that somebody stumbled across it, liked it, and they stayed on there, and somebody else stumbles across it and they like it and they stay on the side and read more. All of a sudden, that site that's on page 3 on Google, that somehow miraculously got looked at, is bumped up above yours on page 1. You may be at position 10, about to lose that first page, and all of a sudden they're position 10, and they keep moving up to position 1, and you're moving down to page 3. So you want to explain it to a child. You want to get their attention, and you don't want to be too technical about whatever you're trying to tell them. Sentence expander. That's the next one here. Expand a short sentence or a few words into a longer sentence. It's creative, interesting, and engaging. Again, that interesting, engaging. That's getting them in, getting them interested in what you're talking about. It's very important. If you want to slow your website down, make it difficult. You will definitely slow your business down. It's funny, I actually reached a point in my pest control business, I had to slow it down. I was getting too much. My phone was ringing too much, and I was getting too heavy in this AI and SEO, and I had too much going on. So, what I did is I made my website less SEO friendly. And so it's interesting. One easy way to do it, if you have a service company, is just change the town that you're focused on. Change it to a big town and cut out some of the keywords for the town that you're actually ranking well in. It works for a little while, but I still got back up. I'm still on position 2 for my town for pest control. I would be at 1, but I have slowed it down. Our Facebook ad headlines. So if you're doing Facebook ads, again, once you get good enough with SEO, you get good enough for writing with Jarvis, you're not going to need Facebook ads. That's just going to be a thing of the past. You don't need to pay anybody anymore. So these companies, and again, I'm gonna go back to pest control. For me, in pest control, I got to pay $10, $20 to get somebody to message me, to get somebody interested if I'm paying for ads. That's ridiculous. There's some towns that are $30, $40, $50 just to get somebody to message you. That's insane. Facebook, Google, all these companies are making all this money because they know that people don't want to spend the time learning this stuff. And that's great for them, but I learned how, and I'm teaching y'all how. Facebook ad primary text. Again, if you're going to do Facebook ads, and while you're getting SEO figured out, it may take a month or so to really get ranking really good. It may take 3 months, to get ranking really good to where you're getting all this free traffic. You may want to pay for ads. If you do, this will help you write ads that are going to get people to where you don't have to spend as much, because you can get more creative. Google ad headlines. Again, just like the Facebook, it's Google ad headlines, Google ad descriptions. Very self-explanatory, but it's a description of your Google ad. But Jarvis is going to help you make it more creative. It's going to make it more engaging. Google My Business, what's new post. This is one of the most important things for local companies. All right, I can't tell you how critical it is after the things that Google has come out with and said, that Google actually has somebody that's been coming out on Twitter and teaching people what's going on with Google search, because it's gone through some major changes in June, July, and August. Big changes. And so you probably noticed whenever you search, you're probably running across a lot less spam, a lot less spammy sites, a lot less videos popping up on sites. A lot of that's changed. Well, Google algorithm changed, and it's getting rid of the garbage, it's cleaning house. And if you're not proven to Google that you're serious about things, then it's going to show. And if your site's not fast, it's definitely going to show. And if you're not on Google My Business, I don't know how you're still in business without paying for everything that you get on advertising. Google My Business is free. You sign up, you give them your address, and then you can take away your address and run it like that, or it's just for the town. But you have to sign up with an address. So they'll send you a postcard so they know you're real. So what's new post is critical. The people that are ranking highest right now, and I've been playing with this, experimenting on some case studies, where some I didn't post anything on the what's new post, and some I did, and it's almost instantaneous. You get in there on the what's new post and you post some stuff and you get active on that, you rank a lot higher. Now the thing is on Google My Business is you need to be on that first two. You need to be one of the first two results, or they're going to have to click something to see your listing on Google Maps, on Google My Business. So you want to strive to be one or two, strive to be one. And if you're missing it two, keep working at it, you'll hit one. But look at what 1 and 2 is in your town. Like for me, if I go look, Hazel Pest Control or Weatherford Pest Control is a town I target too. If I go look up Weatherford Pest Control and I look at the map results, if I go to Hazel Pest Control and I look at the map results, I'm number 2 on there. If I go to Weatherford, I'm like number 10. Yesterday, I was like number 18. I did one what's new post and it moved me up that fast. But you want to be involved in that. You just search Google My Business, get set up. So Google My Business event post. So if you've got events going on or anything, Google My Business product description. So if you're selling products, that also goes for services. You can go in there and this will help you generate the descriptions for that. Google My Business offer post. So if you want to offer something, offer a special, if you're doing a service special or you got a special going on in your store, you go in there and you can add that offer in there. Again, these are all things that are going to help you tremendously. And if you get nothing else from this video, understand Google My Business is critical if you're a local business. Amazon product features, bullets. So if you're selling stuff on Amazon, if you're making stuff or you're buying stuff, importing stuff and selling them on Amazon, the Amazon product features bullets, that's going to be some of the key features. So product description paragraph. So like it says, create compelling product descriptions for Amazon listings. I'm telling you, this is going to automate your life to let you get this stuff done. And once you do it, you're gonna want to get involved in the industry of helping other people to do it too, because you've already done it. You've already gotten your content. You've done your thing. So, all right, perfect headline. Trained with formulas from the world's best copywriters, this template is sure to create high converting headlines for your business. I haven't played with that one yet, but I want to play with that pretty soon. They keep adding more and more to this, and it's insane. Website sub headline. These are your H2s. So let me explain something. So your landing page on your website or any page on your website, you're going to have one. You only want one from current SEO, what I understand. You only want one H1. That's one heading. All right. It's like a chapter of a book. The title, the name of the book is like the title of your website. The H1 is going to be like a page on your website, and it's going to be the title of the chapter, or the title of the chapter. So that's going to be your H1. Now in that, there's going to be a lot of H2s. In SEO, I mean, I see anything from good SEO being 20, 30, up to 70, 80 H2s. That's your second heading. So, and all these are going to have a good paragraph or so up underneath them, just expanding upon that heading and related to that heading. And so this will create those H2s for you. All right, photo post captions. That's for Instagram. If you're doing Instagram with your business, which I recommend all the major social media for your business, any kind of website you have, you want to hit the major ones. So Jarvis AI testimonial helper. If you need help creating testimonials for your business, yeah, I mean, I don't personally use that. I get enough testimonials from real customers. I'm not trying to do that. But if I was going to go write a testimonial about a restaurant I ate at, and I want to give it a little bit of stuff to it, to Jarvis, to tell it about it, and let Jarvis just write something good. If I really like the restaurant, I want to help them out, I'll do that, and it will create a great testimonial to that restaurant, or whatever business it is. Marketing angles. Here's where you can brainstorm different angles to add vibrancy to your marketing. Persuasive bullet points. Generate persuasive bullet points to insert into your landing pages, emails, and more. Tell you some gold in these. All right, here we go. You're on YouTube watching me right now. Here's something right here. Video topic ideals. So you're sitting there and you're like, man, I need to make a YouTube video. I need to stay consistent. And because you need to stay consistent. If you're making any kind of content, you want to stay consistent and keep that growth going. So there's your video topic ideals. If you just can't think of anything, you're just stuck, that'll help you. And what that's doing is it's looking at video topics from all over YouTube. It's looking at different things, and it's saying, okay, these are the ones that ranked well. What were these topics that ranked so well? And now let's look at what you're writing about, what you're making videos about. How does it rank well? How can we make it a video topic that's going to rank well? And again, with that, video script outline. Create script outlines for your videos. Works best for listicle and how-to style videos. Video titles. Create engaging, click-worthy titles for your videos that will rank on YouTube. Video script, hook, and introduction. All right, the video titles is more like the video topics, but this is for the titles that are going to rank good. Video script, by the way, this video I didn't utilize the ability to do this for this video. I'm just going through it off the top of my head and just teaching all about this. Video script, hook, and introduction. Create a video intro that will capture your viewers' attention and compel them to watch all the way through. Again, YouTube is very critical to get people to watch longer than a few seconds, because just like a website, if they go in there and they watch 2 seconds of your video and leave, they're done. Your video is not going to be benefited. You're going to go down in rank and you're not going to be found. So tell all your friends and family, do you a favor, don't click on your video to watch it unless they're ready to watch it. So just like your website, don't click on your website to glimpse and then click away from Google, because that will hurt. All right, video description, YouTube. All right, here's for your video descriptions, because those video descriptions help you in the search rank of YouTube. They help you in the search rank of of Google. They help in that search rank. You need a good description. You need to tell Google what it's about. You need to tell YouTube what it's about. Sorry, I've had a tickle on my throat. Review responder. All right, people leave reviews. You need to respond to reviews, no matter what platform. If somebody leaves you a review in your business or your video or your whatever, you need to respond to it. And this will help you write a response to their reviews. So you want to use that. Personalized cold emails. So if you got to write cold emails, this is how you do it, how you personalize it. You can just do it right here. Email subject lines. You know what I mean. You look at your email, you look at the subjects of your emails, you know which ones you're just not even going to click it. But then sometimes there's ones that you really want to click that. You really want to read it and see what it's all about. SEO blog posts, title and meta descriptions. There we go, more SEO. Write SEO optimized title tags and meta descriptions for blog posts that will rank well on Google. Meta descriptions it's telling Google what's inside, because Google's already going to read it. Google has an AI that's reading your website. All right, it's going to come up with its own ideas, but you can steer it a little through meta. Used to, it was a lot more critical, but it's still critical. You want those good meta descriptions. All right. Again, here's SEO homepage, title and meta descriptions. So you want good meta descriptions, and sometimes you score and Google uses your meta description of your site to put on Google. So when you go to Google and you search for something and you see your website listed and you see a blurb that doesn't make any sense, Google missed the mark. But then sometimes you go in there and Google grabs a great section of your site and shows it, and that creates click through. It makes people want to click it because they're like, oh, what else does this website talk about? Your meta description is where they can get that from too. So Google will sometimes utilize your meta description to display on there, and a lot of times it's doing it now to where it'll display what you tell it. SEO product page, title, and meta description. So your product pages, e-commerce, you need all this. E-commerce is not it's definitely not easier than just content, but don't get confused. E-commerce sites need content. I mean, all right, if you're Elon Musk and you created a Tesla, you don't have to go in and do all this stuff as much. And if you're GE or something, there's something else in SEO. It's called authority. And if you're, some Harvard University and you write something, you don't have to SEO that because you have authority. You can break all the rules pretty much of SEO, and you've got the authority. So you've got rank automatically. You want to start building that authority for your own site. You want to show Google that, excuse me, that you know what you're talking about. You know what's going on. SEO service pages, like I said in my business, in pest control, or with my SEO business, you really want to make sure you SEO this stuff. These search engine optimize. You got to get it search engine optimized to rank well on Google. Page one is what it's all about. Company bio. Some people can get really boring in their company bio. You really want to have it captivating, and that's going to help you with that. You can just give it some information, let it run with some creativity. Your personal bio, it's another thing that it can get slow, so you really want to grab people in with that. Feature to benefit, so you got a product, you got a service, you really want to feature to benefit that thing to compel that action. Before, after, bridge framework, so create marketing copy using BAB framework, before, after, bridge. So bridging the gap there. Unique value propositions. You want to create a clear statement that describes the benefit of your offer in a powerful way. These are all great things that are really going to help you. And I understand why Jarvis, it says Conversion AI. I'll just tell you, it used to be Conversion, and they blew up and they got big and they changed their name and they got the name Jarvis. And it's always been called Jarvis for the writer, but they changed it all to Jarvis, but it still says Conversion up there for some reason. So I don't know where I got sidetracked on that. So real estate listings for residential. So if you're a realtor, boom, you need this. You definitely need this. You want to get your house found that you're trying to sell. You want people to search and find your real estate stuff. Oh, it's so critical. I can't expand upon that enough. That it is very critical to write good content, content that Google's going to like, and Google's going to present your listings for your properties above other people. All right, Pinterest pin title and description for you guys that do the Pinterest. You guys that do the Pinterest, this is for y'all right there. Press release title and intro. Press releases are good. They're important because you can do that, and it gives what Google sees as more factual information about you. So if you start expand, like in pest control, if I expand into a different market, into a different area, and I can release a press release about my expansion, about what I'm doing, about things, that's gonna create some value to Google with you, that you're taking it that serious, that you're doing a press release. So if you're just doing websites and you just acquired a new website or a new company or something, you can do a press release about that, about acquiring that. And get tongue-tied, sorry, but press releases are good. And getting the press releases into the right right content sites in the right places is very good. Engaging questions. Ask your audience creative questions to increase engagement. Again, the more people engage into your content, the more you're going to have Google notice you, and the more authority you're going to have. Core answers. All right, this is insane. All right, with core answers, you could go in, if you're a lawyer, you go in there and you can pop in their questions and get an answer, submit that answer, go into the long form, write a long form article about it, and link to that long form article from Quora, however you say it. You go in there, it's going to help. In pest control, I go in there and I answer people's questions about pest control, and I link them to a longer answer, like 2,000 words, and I give them a 500 word. And Google sees that, people like it, people start coming over to my site, and Google thinks it's something special. All right. Meanwhile, if I'm knowledgeable in the topic, I spent maybe 30 minutes to write 1,000 words, 2,000 words. So you see where the value comes in this stuff. Text summarizer. Sometimes you just need to get to the point. You know, I could probably take a lesson in that. Product or business or product name. If you've got a new ideal, new something or another, you know, a new product, you can go create, it'll help you brainstorm to come up with a new name for your product or business. I mean, just the power of letting AI work for you. You know, it's a very cheap employee is what it is. Poll questions and multiple choice answers, more engagement stuff to get people engaged, you know, create questions with multiple choice answers. So that's all the templates. So that's that part of that lesson. Let's scroll back up. We covered a lot right there. Again, you can drill it down. Just if you're a blogger, you can just click blogs and see what all you got. You know, social media, click that, see what all you got. You know, that's just, we just see all of it. All right, so that was part of that lesson. Now next lesson is documents. Let's click over there. I have no idea how long this video has become now. I hope you're still with me. So if not, well, I guess I did bad at creating this, or you're just not interested in expanding. Or you already know everything. Maybe you do. Where templates are, and y'all feel free to leave me comments. If y'all have learned anything, I don't claim to know everything. I am a student. I am learning. And I just keep on learning. So let's go over here. There's documents. Where templates are more constrained, documents allow open-ended content creation in a familiar Google Doc-like experience. Documents are available on the Pro plan or higher, and that's like boss mode and the Pro plan. Next one up is boss mode, but let's see. Documents should be used for writing longer content like blog posts, emails, social posts, or books. You can learn more about how to use docs in a later lesson. To access documents, click Documents on the left-hand tab. All right, so let's go back over here. Let's go back in our dashboard on Jarvis. Let's click Documents. It's like Google Docs without the writer's block. Very well put. So you see I've got all kind of stuff in there, different ones I've created. So there's the documents. You just click New, and that'll create a new document. And you start from scratch, or blog post workflow. A lot of times I just start from scratch, but we're going to go over everything. So next lesson, content history. So this shows everything that the AI has given you. So any writing you've done, it's gonna keep it all over here. All content is automatically saved to your AI outputs, including any generations of inside of a document. There's not currently a way to bulk export content, so the best way to move content out of Jarvis is copy and paste. I always copy and paste, and you know where I paste it into? As soon as I get done at Jarvis, I go to Grammarly. That's just plain and simple. It's going straight over to Grammarly. I want to know how it sounds. Grammarly is going to tell me how everything is sounding. If I sound friendly, if I sound professional, however it's written, you know. it tells me a lot of things, and it finds all the grammatical errors and makes it sound good, because guess what? Google's AI is doing the same thing. And if your stuff looks like trash, Google's not going to rank it. All right, so you got to make sure it sounds good. You know, I've taken a few writing courses in college when I got my computer science focus, and I did some of that, and you know, I did what I had to, basically, because it wasn't related to computer science, so I wasn't interested in it in school. So, but I did take you know, 2 or 3, I can't remember, writing courses in college, but I don't trust myself to be a good enough writer. I don't care if I had a PhD in writing, I would still go over to Grammarly, just see what Grammarly picks up, because it can definitely help you a lot, and it'll show you things that you didn't realize the way you're writing that you need to change to sound more professional, to sound better, to sound more friendly. You know, you can come across really aggressive and you don't see it, but it'll show you that you sound kind of aggressive, you know? So I like to use that right after that. That's where I copy and paste to before I go and copy and paste from Grammarly into my website. So here you will also have sub-tabs of favorites, flagged, and trashed. So favorites, any content you star will live in this folder, in the general AI outputs folder. Flagged, any content you want to send back to the dev team to get not so great results will live in this folder. So if you're getting some trash out of Jarvis, sometimes I think Jarvis gets drunk sometimes. It'll give you some stuff that's way off the wall. When it does, you flag it. And what the flagging does is, like it says, it's going to go to the Jarvis development team, and they're going to find out what was going on so they can fix it, because they're constantly working on this. And they don't own the AI, but they own the layer in between you and the AI, and that is Jarvis. All right, the actual owner of it was OpenAI, is a company that Elon Musk and a few others started. And it was OpenAI. It's supposed to be open. It was going to be open source. And they released several revisions. So they got to GPT-3. All right, GPT-3 was, they said, dangerously powerful. And that's what we're using. It was dangerously powerful because it could convince a lot of people of a lot of things. And I don't know if we're going to get into it was political but I mean, you could fake some news and get news sources to pick up on it as if it's factual, and it could do some damage. There's some things and the scams involved that people could do with that. You know, when you can control things such as search results, it had to be easily let in, and with using tools like Jarvis, they're able to more monitor and restrict. And one of the powerful things with Jarvis Boss Mode is it kind of bypasses that restriction a little bit of only writing so much content for you, and then you had to, because before it would give you a couple sentences or so, a few sentences, then you had to write a few sentences. It would then write a few sentences. You would then write a few sentences, and back and forth. Now I can just click it to write, to create, and it's create. And it creates a few sentences. I click it again, automatically. No waiting, no input, nothing, just boom, boom. Stories can get very interesting in there too. It can be fun. If you have Boss Mode, it's unlimited. You can just play and just, I get a kick out of it. I'll start guiding it a certain way just to see where it goes, and it's fun just to see what it writes. People are already writing books. There's already books published using AI, whether they're admitting it or not. There are actually published books now written by AI. So, and you don't have to tell anybody it's written by AI. You really don't. It's morally up to you. You don't have to, though. You can just write a book, publish it, write a novel, publish it, write a technical book, publish it. It's your responsibility to make sure if it's something that's supposed to be factual, that it is actually factual. You know, I'm in North Texas, and if any of y'all are in North Texas and you know about the area very much, I live in Azle, and I had it writing about Azle, and you know, it wasn't long where all of a sudden it said Azle was home to Possum Kingdom Lake. Now, Possum Kingdom Lake it's a nice lake, and it's not hours away, but it's a good hour away from here. Definitely not home to that. So it can get off the wall. It has read the entire internet, and basically all the top sites of the internet. It's read all of like Wikipedia, all that stuff. It's learned all these things, but it gets a little confused, and you want to refresh it. And that's where Boss Mode will read the last 2,000 characters, so you could insert some information, some factual information, and that's going to be the freshest thing on its brain. So if it got confused on anything, that will help correct it. But you still always want to fact check. So back to this. I got distracted again. So the flag, that's where we last were. Trash, any content you threw in the trash will live here. Content in the trash gets permanently deleted after 30 days. Makes sense. Storage isn't free. Next lesson, projects. So projects act as folders for organizing work. You create a new project for anything you'd like. Many users create new projects for each client or create separate folders for blog posts, ads, etc. Currently, all users inside your account have access to all folders in your account. Now, I got grandfathered in on Jarvis. I got in pretty early on. They were like a couple months old, maybe. And I was doing all this digging around deep into AI. I was actually the GPT-2. I loaded it on my laptop, and I had the first moment I loaded it in, I'm sitting there, thinking, boy, this is something. I'm sitting there at the command line or Linux or something. I have it start writing a story, and it wrote out of barely a prompt. It wrote this long thing that was the craziest, silliest thing. I've got it copied somewhere, but I sent it to my wife and kids. I'm like, the computer just wrote this. It's never been written before. It makes sense when you read it. Nobody's ever written this before. You look and you check it against plagiarism. Nobody's ever written it. It just wrote it all by itself. And at that point, I realized I need to quit playing. And I need to get in here and get onto GPT-3, the next level of it, and take advantage of it. I applied to the OpenAI GPT-3 to get access to the API. I'm still waiting. It's been months and months, and I'm still waiting to get something back. But regardless, I'm not in a hurry on it because I got so busy with everything else with AI that I don't have time to play with the API. I don't want to sit there and code right now. I want to just do this. I want to create content, because I want to own every kind of keyword, every kind of niche. I'm buying websites. I'm buying one or two. A lot of times I'm buying a site a day. I'll go buy a site and I'll go put content out, and I'm just letting it grow. And this stuff, and as it takes, a couple months to go from nothing to something, each one of them, I think you'd be wise to pay attention to everything going on this. There's an opportunity to be able to not have to hustle so hard in life. So let's get back to this. Let me step off my soapbox here. You can create a new project for anything you'd like. Many users create. All right, we read that. Create a new project. Click on the project drop down. I'm horrible at this. I don't create new projects. I need to get in the habit of it. It would organize me a lot better. But I got caught up with Surfer for a while, and I'm getting back over to Jarvis because I need to expand my stuff I created in Surfer. So create a new project, click on the project drop down. All right. In the bottom left of the dashboard, click on the plus icon at the top, name the project, save. If you accidentally create content in the wrong project, you can always move it to another project. That's nice. And there's how to move the stuff. So navigate to Documents or AI Outputs tab. So click and drag to highlight, move the content you want. Click Move, select the project name you want to move. Create a new project folder and name it Jarvis Certification. Action item. So let's go create a new project folder and name it Jarvis Certification. Boy, I'm lazy. I'm going to see that. All right. So let's go over here. Back over here to our dashboard. All right, see projects right over here, personal. Click the plus sign, create a new one, And we're going to paste in Jarvis certification. Save. Boom. That's it. We just create a new project. Now over here, we can select our project, personal or Jarvis certification. Let's select that. So there we go. Let's go over to personal. So let's go over here and look at documents. See all that. So let's look at Jarvis certification. Write something beautiful. So to move stuff, it says navigate to documents or AI outputs tab. Click and drag to highlight the content you want to move. Click move. So navigate to documents. Let's go over here. Documents. There's nothing in this one. Let's go to personal. Let's click on documents. All right. SEO. All right. Let's see. I'm going to make something simple look difficult, aren't I? By the way, you may not have this little button right up here. That's because I have Surfer tied into this. So Surfer is doing, I'm not going to get into it. There's another video for that. So we're trying to figure out how to move this. All right. Let's go to AI outputs. Okay. Okay, so is that was I reading it wrong? Navigate to documents or AI outputs tab, click and drag to highlight the content you want to move. Explain how to move one single document. Oh, okay. Show myself and work fine. OS, X, Chrome, web browser, computer. Okay, so it doesn't work for everybody on that. So people are actually commenting on that. It's good to see. I'm glad they put that in there. So you go to AI outputs if it doesn't work for you. And you see this here. So we're going to go over here and all right, so we click it. All right, so we got this. I didn't mean to click that. Anyway, so we go over here and we do that. We got to highlight it now. We click move, move to project, Jarvis certification. Boom. Now we're in personal. Now we're in Jarvis certification. Over here, look what we got. Got that. We do that little deal. I don't know why it's doing that, but we got that like that. So click move. Now that it's highlighted, move to personal. There you go. I don't move to personal. All right. So now you see how to do that. So click and drag to highlight the content you want to move. Click move. So the project name you want to move to. That's what we just did. We just did this action item right here. We just finished that. Next section, how Jarvis thinks. All right, I've already been talking to you all a little bit about how Jarvis thinks. So maybe this will expand upon it, make it a little easier to understand. So before you can make the most of using Jarvis, you need to understand how Jarvis thinks. Jarvis is often produces astounding content, but sometimes goes off the rails. Repeats himself. Yeah, I've definitely dealt with that. Or produces content you don't like. That happens. You can have it redo and such. Understanding how Jarvis thinks will greatly improve your ability to get high quality content and troubleshoot low quality content. So what you'll learn in this lesson, we're going to learn what Jarvis, learn what data Jarvis is trained on. All right, so if I got anything wrong on that, we're going to cover that. Discover how he decides what content to generate. Learn how to use patterns to guide Jarvis. Learn how to stop Jarvis from repeating himself. So let's go to the first part, the training data. All right, so the underlying AI model that powers Jarvis was trained by reading about 10% of the published internet with the goal of understanding how people write. Jarvis has read millions of blog posts, Reddit threads, websites, newspapers, and more. This gives Jarvis an unbelievable grasp of imitating human language and creating content most find exceptional. The base training was completed at the end of 2019. That means Jarvis doesn't know about current events from January 2020 and beyond. Jarvis doesn't know about that COVID-19 happened. This is a point some will say, Jarvis can't help me. I write topics that are new since 2019. While Jarvis may not know about COVID-19 or that the Lakers won the 2020 NBA championship, it does know the vast amount of coronavirus pandemic, Wuhan, SARS, LeBron James, basketball, the Lakers, the NBA. By feeding Jarvis updated information about the topic you're writing about, you'll see Jarvis can typically do a great job writing about it. That's what I'm talking about boss mode. You can feed it like 2,000 to 3,000 words, and it'll learn that information and then help you write about it and piece the rest together. For example, if I wanted to write about COVID-19, I would include up-to-date information on the content. Title, Stopping the Spread of COVID-19 in 2020, content description brief. So there's your description brief. As we'd see up over here, if we did do a document, we went with a new document. Let me show you what that looks like. So over here is your content description brief. All right, I don't know if y'all, I went pretty fast on that. So I click document, and then I click new. I was on the dashboard. It's on the dashboard. Click plus new document, or click document, then go to new. Start from scratch right over here. Title, content description brief, keywords, output length. So let's go over here, and this is what they put in for the title: Stopping the Spread of COVID-19 in 2020. Content description brief. Write an article about how to stop the spread of COVID-19. Coronavirus disease. COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. So you're teaching this brain, you're teaching this AI about something that it doesn't know about yet. So most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illnesses and recover without requiring special treatment. Older people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illness. COVID-19 virus spreads primarily through droplets of saliva or discharge from the nose with an infected person. All right, now I'm going to tell you something. Now you can see how AI can be dangerous. All right, if you think about it, you can feed it whatever you want. You can tell it total lies. You can tell it whatever angle, whatever slant you have, whatever political angle you have, whatever you're trying to spread on whatever information, and you can go and have it write 100 articles and submit it to 100 different places. And next thing you know, when people search about something, they find that, and they find this, and they find that, and it's a bunch of lies, but it's everywhere. So according to the internet, it must be true because majority of the websites are stating this. So it's kind of showing you a little bit of the danger of it. Now, we can't do anything about it. We can't stop it. AI is not going to be stopped. So, there's nothing you can do, but be aware when you're reading on the internet. It might have been written by an AI that might have been somebody that's trying to spread something that wasn't true. So if I wanted to write about the Lakers winning the 2020 NBA championship, I'd provide information like this: the Lakers winning legacy. And you see what they wrote there? Write a blog post celebrating the Lakers winning the 2020 NBA championship with LeBron James. So they're given details. All right, they're given details that Jarvis doesn't know about, but now Jarvis does. And it only knows about the details you just gave it. Now, it's going to take, and it may know about NBA, it may know about the NBA championship, it may know about LeBron James, it may know about Anthony Davis. Of course, it knows about all these things, but it didn't know what happened here, but now it does, and it's just a fact in the AI's mind that this is just truth. And so it's going to write about it, and those are going to be the facts. As with all text Jarvis writes, is likely that he will still make up some facts that you will want to correct, but seeing him with correct information will greatly increase the chance of him writing true information. Keep in mind that this content description should be changed throughout the writing of a document, because what is in the content description impacts the content Jarvis writes each time you hit compose. Jarvis will tend to repeat that information over and over if you don't update the content description box. All right, rather you should think of the content description box inside a document as the information you want Jarvis to use each time he composes text. You can be updating that for each paragraph of a document you're writing. All right, so what you're doing is you go up over here. Once you get it started, you put all that stuff in here. You have it start to compose. And then you're like, you know what? It's kind of on a roll, and I like the kind of stuff it's doing. You could actually just go over here and turn off and hide the title. You can go hide the content description, hide the keywords. If it's put in enough keywords, it's going to continue with these things, but it's not going to repeat itself with this. Or you can change the tune. You can modify what you want it to write about next. Each section, like if you're writing a page, each H2, you may go change it for the next H2 and put the title of the H2 and then put a little information. If I'm writing about in pest control, if I'm writing about cockroaches, I may go put some things when I talk about diseases of cockroaches. I may go put the content description a little bit about different diseases of cockroaches to start that. DIY pest control of cockroaches. I may go change it to talk about that, and then have it continue writing the whole article. So as I go through each of the headings. All right, so let's see. So now it's time for word prediction. Jarvis writes by predicting which word should come next in a given sequence. For example, if you ask Jarvis to complete the following sentence, I need to pick up some milk, so I'll walk to the nearby. What's it going to say? What do you think? But if you look here, you've already seen it. So Jarvis will make a list of which words most likely to come next and assign a percent chance to each word is coming next. His short list of words might look like this: convenience, store, supermarket, grocery. So if you're going to walk to the nearby, you're going to walk to the nearby convenience store. It's going to guess that. It could be wrong, but it's going to guess. And depending on how we have trained Jarvis, he will select one of those words. The higher chance of assigned to the word, the more likely he is to choose it. In this example, let's say Jarvis uses the word convenience as the next word. Now in our sentence, it looks like this. I need to pick up some milk, so I'll walk to the nearby convenience blank. Now Jarvis is going to guess the next word. This is going on in the bukus of words, thousands of words. It's predicting what's next. You can just put I, and it's going to predict what you're going to say next. Now, it's probably not going to get it right if all it has is I. The more detail it has, the more correct it's going to be. Now, Jarvis would repeat the process again to decide which word or punctuation mark should come next. Here his short list might look like this: store, 94% or 95%. Shop, convenience shop, that very few people would say that, it'd be 4%. 1%, this is a period. Walk to the nearby convenience, no. Or down here, it'd be convenience store. Or down here, it'd be nearby QT, or something like that. Quick Trip, racetrack. He's almost certainly going to write the word store, but there's a very small chance he ends the sentence with a period and moves on to the next sentence. Jarvis uses past context to predict content moving forward. One word at a time. What your input to Jarvis greatly impacts the content he will output. It both influences the short list of words he's pulling from and the probability they have of being used. Jarvis in writing factual, true content. So this is something right here. Well, Jarvis has read much of the internet. The way he is trained to write causes him to put more emphasis on creativity than factuality. Because of that, you'll notice Jarvis regularly writes things that aren't true. Think of Jarvis as a writing assistant and not a fact checker. That is so true. It's a writing assistant, not a fact checker. You need to know the facts of what you're writing about and having Jarvis help you write about. You'll still need to go through and correct the truthfulness of Jarvis produced content. You know, if Google's not there yet, it will be soon that Google will be able to look and basically grade the truth of a website. And it may make it real bad for you if you're putting out trash that you haven't fact checked. You have to fact check it. It can sound beautiful and elegant, but if you didn't make sure it's true, it's not going to be good for you in the end. Patterns and repeating. Jarvis loves following the continuing patterns. Functionally, he's asking, is there a pattern here that I could or should be following? For example, let's say we open a document in Jarvis and wrote the following: 1, 2, 3, 4. If we ask Jarvis to continue writing by hitting Compose button or Command J, what do you think Jarvis will write next? Jarvis will be highly likely to recognize and continue the pattern by writing 5, 6, 7, 8. Prevent Jarvis from repeating himself. Inside of a document, sometimes Jarvis will repeat himself. Oftentimes this happens when starting out before a pattern is set. Let's look at an example where I type the following and ask Jarvis to keep writing by hitting the Compose button or Command J. Dave Rogan's, I'm sorry, Dave, if you're watching, man, I just started to butcher your last name. Rogan Monster, I hope I got it right. I should have looked up it. He's the head guy of this thing of Jarvis. He's a very tall man. He's 6'8" tall, rides a stallion to work every day. He lives in Austin, Texas with his wife and 3 sons. He once ate the beating heart of a king cobra. So they put into Jarvis, that right there. When I hit Compose, Jarvis is asking himself, based on my instructions and the text I've been given, what words should I write in this sequence? Jarvis is also asking, is there a pattern here that I could or should be following? In this example, Jarvis would likely think of the following options for you to, for how you want him to continue in the text. Repeat, the user wrote a paragraph and wants me to write the same paragraph again. Continue, the user wants me to continue writing more information about Dave. This looks like a personal bio. Because I don't know exactly who Dave is, I'll start writing information that imitates other personal bios I've read online. Start new, the user wants me to write another bio about another person, imitating the style of bio that has already been written about Dave. It is likely that you only want one of these and may be disappointed if Jarvis goes a different route than you expected. By providing more instructions or a clearer pattern to follow, you can greatly increase the chance of Jarvis doing what you want. And here we have repeating itself over and over and over. Writing the paragraph over and over is probably not what we're looking for. No, what's the point of that? Copy paste. To direct Jarvis to continue writing about Dave, I could frame the next section by writing Dave's growing up years. So see what he did there? He put that in there, the intro of the bio, and then he put Dave's growing up years, and then Compose. Dave's growing up years. Dave was born in Springfield, Missouri. His parents were very tall people. His mother was 6'5", father 6'3". Dave stands the same height as his parents, but is more muscular. So the same height as the parents, even though they're 6'5", 6'3", he's 6'8". So you see, you want to fact check. Dave's first summer camp. It's going to go into different things like this. Like if they put Dave's growing up years, you know, the colon there, it's going to come up with another one like that. Dave attended camp Happy Hollow when he was 13. Now, Dave didn't do this. Dave, you might have done this, I don't know, but most likely Jarvis is being creative. That's what Jarvis does. It writes creatively, only knowing the facts it's been fed. So Dave's first national television interview. So obviously he was on TV, reaching 99.2 viewership rates. And yeah. The remaining 0.8% of viewers either kind of coma or dead. That's probably very true, I'm sure. So as you can see, Jarvis clearly understood that I wanted to write about Dave's growing up years. You can all see the pattern Jarvis is modeling. He's thinking something like, the user wants me to write a section header about Dave's life, and then a few sentences describing it over and over. The more times it sees this pattern, the more likely Jarvis to continue it. If Jarvis isn't writing the content you want, ask yourself, What is the pattern Jarvis is trying to follow right now? Can I give more instruction or set a better pattern to direct his outputs? Do I need to give Jarvis more information as input in order for him to write what I'm looking for? All right, how to use templates. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sure this is getting very long. I'm going to switch over to OBS Studio and see just how long this has gotten so far. All right, it looks like it's been a while. It's already been an hour and 10 minutes. So hope you are still with me. You can pause it, walk away, come back if you want, or continue on, but I'm going to continue on this video, and it might be a long one. But I'm hoping it's helpful. I'm hoping it's introducing you to Jarvis enough to, whether you want to get certified or not, you're going to know how to use Jarvis. That's my goal. You're going to want to get in there and play. No, I'm sure you're probably already itching for it. You're probably pausing this and going and getting Jarvis for yourself right now. But either way, let's continue on. So our 50 plus templates are the building blocks of Jarvis. Each template is finely tuned to write great content for different use cases. Inside each template, you'll see fields to fill out and tell Jarvis what you want him to write about. What you input to Jarvis drastically impacts the output. So play around with different inputs until you get outputs you love. This lesson will walk through one of our most popular templates to teach you how to get great results. All right, it's about to get fun. We're about to play, folks. So using templates. There we go. So let me play this, see how long it is. Let me see if that'll
Templates
work.
are the building blocks of Jarvis. The ancient Egyptians had...
I don't know if YouTube allows that, but you can go in there and watch it. So we're going to cover it here. First off, open the Ada Framework template inside your account. Inside the Ada Framework template, you'll see fields for company, product name. So product description, tone of voice. Think of these labels as suggestions. Sure, you could put a company or product name in here that will work great, but you could also input the name of a service or the title of a blog post you're promoting or whatever thing you want to write about. In the description, provide what you want Jarvis to write about. Oftentimes, 1 or 2 sentences will be enough, but if you want Jarvis to include specific facts about your offer, be sure to include those in there so Jarvis can pull it into the output. For example, let's use this template to help sell a Pokemon card. I'll enter the following details in the left-handed input sections. So let's go over here to the Ada. So remember, we'll go back on the dashboard. We're going to go into templates. All right, we'll click templates, Ada Framework. Remember, that was attention, interest, desire, and action. So let's click that. Let's populate it with what they did. Company product name. Charizard Pokemon card. I don't know anything at all about Pokemon, so I'm just gonna put that in there. I don't know why that trailing thing is on there right there, but I can take that out or leave it. Let's see what affects it. It's a nice Pokemon card product description. So let's put that in there. Tone of voice, leave blank for now. Number of outputs to generate 1. So tone of voice, witty. You can put any tone of voice you want in there. It'll generate in that tone. Outputs is how many options it's going to give you. I don't ever do more than 5. I usually do 3, but they're saying 1. It taxes the system, so it's like be greedy and put a lot, but really you can generate it and you can generate again until you find something you really like. Let's generate this content. Let's see what it comes up with. Attention, do you like Pokemon? Interest. This is a nice Pokemon card. It's worth $5. Desire. You should buy this card. It's only $5. What are you waiting for? Buy it now. Action. Click the link below to purchase this card and get it in the mail today. All right. You know what? Let's put witty in there. Let's see what that does. Let's see if it is witty. Attention, do you like Pokemon? Interest. Charizard is a fire-breathing dragon type Pokemon that can fly. It's the final evolution of Charmander. I don't know if it's making this up or not. If y'all are into Pokemon, you can comment below and tell me. It evolves from Carmelian at level 36. Card is worth $5 in cash. Desire, you want to buy this card for yourself or someone else? Click on the link below to purchase this card today. Action. Buy now before they sell out. So, and here's a prior one they created. So, I mean, you can go in there and put sad, happy, you can do convincing, you can put whatever in there, but I think you get the idea. You know, we could do pest control. So, a pest control company, we do a good job at killing bugs. I'm just going to put that in there, and let's take out witty. Let's just see what it comes up with. I don't know because if I've done this before, it'll give me a different result than before. It's always original. The attention is pest or a pain. All right. Interest. We've been providing pest control services for over 30 years, and we know how to get rid of them. Our team is on call 24/7 to help you with any pest problems, no matter the size or scope. Desire, you don't have to worry about pests anymore because our team will take care of it all for you. Call us today and let us show you what we can do. Action. Click this ad right now and sign up for a free trial pest control service. Yeah, I'm not giving away free trials of pest control, but you get the idea. If I don't like that, I can do it again. Generate AI content. And boom. This is boss mode. This is the pro boss mode. I could do this as many times as I want. I'm not going to run out of words. So, do you have pest problems? We can help. Our team of experienced professionals are trained in the latest technologies to get rid of any kind of bug. Whether it's ants, roaches, spiders, or rodents, we'll take care of your pest problem for good. Desire, you deserve a home free of pests, and our technicians know how to do just that. So as you can see, you know, this is going to create the stuff that you don't have to sit there and think, oh, wow, how should I write? I got to write this, I got to write that. There's so many platforms, my website, Facebook, Instagram, you know, TikTok, anything, all these different things. You got to come up with all this content. Man, I'm telling you people, this saves you from so much work. Let's get back over here to using templates. So we did that. Click generate to have Jarvis write. And so here's what it wrote for them. You see it's different. This is, you're looking for a Pokemon card, interest. And then it goes on, but that's different than what we got. Everybody gets different content. It's plagiarism free. It's a brain that thinks it typically doesn't like to repeat itself. Typically the only time it's repeating itself is because something with the input that you're doing. But it's not giving you stuff that it gave to somebody else that's using Jarvis. And it's definitely not typically reading or reciting something I read on the internet. In this example, I intentionally didn't write much for the input, yet Jarvis has written a lot of really interesting copy. How? Because Jarvis knows a lot about Pokemon already. He knows who Charizard is, and so I guess that is real, and likely knows about every Pokemon card. See that he mentions, and Pikachu in the desired section. I'll still want to fact check this output to see if the details are true. Does Charizard fire type attack really do 50 damage? But the content is pretty solid out the gate. But let's say we want Jarvis to include some of the following details in his output. First edition, holographic, mint condition, located in Kansas City, free shipping worldwide. We simply add those to the inputs on the left, and Jarvis will try to include them in the outputs next time we click generate. So you see that? They went in there and they put some of those details in there, and it spit out, attention, do you want to be the coolest kid on the block? Interest. This first edition holographic Charizard Pokemon card, mint condition. It's in mint condition, has been professionally graded by Beckett Grading Services. This card is from 1999. It was printed in Japan. And it goes on. Talks about it's holographic, free shipping worldwide, all that. It took the details you gave it. All right. It took the inputs and it did something with it. And you can go crazy. we do a good job at killing bugs. So let's do something random. And eating steak and shrimp. That has nothing at all to do with pest control. But let's just see what it does. I'm just curious. So if y'all want to sit back and just watch me play for a second. Pest Control is a company that specializes in killing bugs and eating steak and shrimp. We're the best at what we do, which is killing bugs and eating steak and shrimp. Our services are unmatched by any other pest control company out there. If you want to get rid of your pest or eat some delicious food, give us a call. Desire, give us a call today for all your bug killing needs. You won't regret it. You see how it just did that. It just ran with it. It didn't care. It didn't laugh. It might have laughed. I don't know. I don't think it has the ability to laugh, but you see what I mean? It just went with it. If I put humor or something in the tone of voice, it could have been funnier with it. But you see how random, how it can just do anything? Tracking those details, you can see Jarvis included nearly all those facts in great copy. This highlights a core principle of Jarvis. Your input dramatically impacts your output. Whatever you input will always impact your outputs. If you want Jarvis to get creative and make a lot of stuff up, try inputting a few words or a short sentence. If you want Jarvis to really follow directions and include key facts, and you want to add a lot more detail into the input boxes. If I really want Jarvis to include the reference to Kansas City, I could generate a few more outputs until he included it, or I could just edit the output myself to add Kansas City. Action items. Copy and paste the Pokemon example inputs into the ADA template in your app and see how your output will be different from mine, even with the exact same inputs. And that's what we did earlier. You're able to see that we went through, whenever we did that earlier, let's see if it's, yeah, it's not still in there. But that's what we did earlier, and it generated that. So, and we saw that it was different. Next lesson, tone of voice. All right. Again, these guys are on YouTube. They're starting to put out a lot more videos. You definitely want to go check out their channel. Definitely, because that's the source of all this stuff. I'm just trying to put together a video that goes over all of it and just showing everybody what the whole certification is about and the lessons through all this. Sticking with the Pokemon example, let's get it a little more advanced. When you give Jarvis a tone of voice, he does his best to match it. You can enter anything in the tone of voice box, including adjectives like funny or dramatic, or even people you want Jarvis to imitate. All right, as an example, and not because of any political affiliations, so don't blame us, let's add Donald Trump to the tone of voice box for the Pokemon card example. So they're putting in tone of voice Donald Trump. All right, so it's gonna write it as if Donald Trump wrote it by knowing how Donald Trump writes. Again, we're not getting political. I don't care. I'm not getting into that. So you can leave those comments to yourself there. You can almost hear Trump's voice when you read this. The copy is now written with the grandiosity that you might expect Trump to add. It's no longer just a great Pokemon card. It's the most amazing Pokemon card you'll ever see. Note all tones of voice will be obvious as Donald Trump, but they will influence the copy. So play around with it until you find a tone of voice that works for you. Action items. Try using the following words in the tone of voice field to see how they impact the content generator. Donald Trump, Jerry Seinfeld, angry, joyful, sad, professional. All right, you know what? Let's do pest control again. And let's take out the steak and shrimp. All right, and tone of voice. You know what? Let's put in, here we go, Snoop Dogg. How would Snoop Dogg write a pest control ad? Generate AI content. Let's see. Let's see what Jarvis does on this. Attention, bugs are gross. Interest, we do a good job of killing bugs. If you want to get rid of them We're the company for you, Desire. Call us now. We'll come over and take care of your problem. We'll make sure no bug will ever bother you again. Attention, our action. Click this ad right now and call us. We can help you with your pest control needs. Let's try it again. Let's see what Snoop Dogg does the second time. And, oh, it's up here. Do you have bugs? We do a good job at killing bugs. If you want to get rid of them, call us today. Desire, you don't need to worry about any more pests in your home or business. Let's take care of them for you. Call now. All right, let's try the Donald Trump. Donald Trump. And that'll give us a Donald Trump ton of voice on killing bugs. The AI is thinking, and here we go. Bugs are gross and they're everywhere. We know how to get rid of them. Our experts will come out to your home or business to find the best way to take care of those pests for you. You can rest easy knowing that we'll do a good job at killing bugs. Desire, get rid of all those pesky bugs today. Call us now for a free quote on our service. Click this ad right now and call us for more information on pest control in your area. It hasn't been the greatest on that, but you kind of getting the point, you know. So, but you can change it to let's see what other examples they give us. Sad. Let's try it sad. So instead of a person, we're going to do an adjective of sad, and let's see what sad pest control ad would look like. Do you have a pest problem? We've been in the business killing bugs over 50 years. If you need help with your pest control needs, we can help. Desire, whether it's ants, roaches, spiders, or rats, we do a good job of getting rid of them. Call us today to schedule an appointment and get started on your pest control problems. Or if you want to take care of this yourself, check out our website for more information on how to kill bugs. You might also be interested in our DIY section where we sell products that will help with bug extermination. I don't really see how that's sad. I don't really know what's going on here. It's just, so let's just, product description. Let's just put pest control. We're just going to repeat what we did on the company product name, giving it less information to see what it comes up with. Attention, I've got a pest problem. Interest, we know you don't want to deal with pests, but we also know that sometimes they just happen. That's why we're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. No matter what time of the day or night it is, if you have an emergency pest situation, give us a call and our team will be on the way ASAP. Desire, we make sure your home is safe from those pesky bugs and rodents by providing pest control, professional services at affordable prices. Our technicians are trained with the latest techniques, technologies that can get rid of infestation quickly and efficiently without harming your family and pets. And because we offer free estimates over the phone, there's no need to worry about hidden fees when all is said and done. Let's take care of your pest problems today. It's having a problem because it's marketing. It knows it's trying to write ADA. It's trying to write attention, interest, desire, action. And so to do that, it's compared itself to so many good ADA writing that I think that's why it's having a problem changing that tone of voice too much. So, but you get the ideal. You get the idea of how to change the tone. So, again, the long form assistant, it could be more clear on that. Additional options. Add to favorites. If you like it, you can add to your favorites by clicking the star in the top left of each output box. This adds output to your favorites group or the AI output section. Copy to clipboard. Copy the to your clipboard without any styling. Move to trash. This adds the output to the trash in the AI output section. Flag bag content. If the output is low quality, you can click flag icon to flag it. This alerts the team and helps us improve quality. With each template, you'll get some great content and also some weird content. So run it in a few times, play around with the input, and take the good content and assemble it to be something great. Next lesson, action items. Spend some time generating content using the ADA template for your own product. Try various inputs in the product description and tone of voice input fields to see how it impacts outputs. Read through each of the template names and descriptions to familiarize yourself with which ones you might need to use regularly. Play around with several different templates to get a feel for the kinds of content each one delivers and how to impact it. 5 most popular templates: content improver, past framework, product description, blog post intro paragraph, blog post outline. Click the star icon in the top right of your favorite templates on the templates page to mark as favorite. This moves the template to the top of the templates page and also pins it to the dashboard in the favorites templates section. In AI output section, move some content to another project by dragging to highlight and clicking move. Yeah, I remember us doing that. We've already covered that. And as far as the, let's go back in our dashboard. Let's go back into templates. We're just talking about to move things up top. So if one of your favorite ones, Google My Business, what's new post? Let's star it, see what happens. Boom. Look what it did. Now it's right up here, right next to the long form assistant. So it's one of the favorites now. So let's go back over here. You see how we do all that? How to use documents. Now that you understand how to use templates, it's time to learn how to write long form content in the documents tool. All right, now we got quite a bit to this. Part 1, writing content. Let's walk through how to create a document and use it to write great content. From the dashboard, click the plus icon to the right of the Documents tab in the left-hand nav bar. Click Start from Scratch. All right, so we're going to go over here. It said to click the plus next to the Documents tab. All right. And it said, I believe, Start from Scratch. Yep. Start from scratch. Begin writing on your own. So if you're writing a blog post, you might find it more helpful to use a blog post workflow to help you get started creating your document. Now that you've created a new blank document, let's learn the different functions inside a document. Compose. When you click the Compose button, Command J on Mac or Control J on a PC, Jarvis reads the text you have written before your cursor and does its best to continue writing. Think of it like telling a human or writing assistant, keep writing where I left off. Jarvis will look for patterns, instructions, and clues based on your previous text to decide what to write next. To better understand how Jarvis decides what to write, reference the How Jarvis Thinks section. Title. The title of the document, Jarvis will look at this title for context when writing, so name it appropriately. If you don't want Jarvis to reference this title when writing, simply click the toggle to hide it from Jarvis view. You can toggle it on and off as you write to add or remove extra content. Let's say you're a landscaper writing a blog post about how to care for your lawn. In this section, you would write an actual title of the blog post, 8 tips for a greener lawn. Content description brief. All right, so let's go back. Let's you know what? Let's put this in. 8 tips for a greener lawn. I wish I was doing live and I could get y'all to come in there and just tell me what to put in, and I just populate it, and we'd all just. Here's where you toggle it. That's hidden. That's shown. And we could just run with it together live. I probably should do that, but let's see. Content description brief. So right there, we're going to paste this in, just see what it does. You don't have to paste. This isn't, I'm not expecting you to be a lawn care person. I'm not expecting you to be anything in particular. You could have a hobby of crocheting and want to write about crocheting. Then you could do that. You go in your content description brief and write about crocheting. But for this example, we're just going to paste what they have. Again, nothing is hard coded. They don't have anything already. They don't know what it's going to give us. They don't know what it's going to say. But so write a blog post titled 8 Tips for a Greener Lawn. It should include tips for homeowners in the United States. Okay. As discussed in How Jarvis Thinks, this is a great place to add more instruction that you want Jarvis to follow. I might include the following. The tone of voice should be Bob Villa. Write about St. Augustine and zoysia grass. So where do you put that in? All right. So you added that in the content description brief. So we're going to add that in. And we're going to have Bob Villa tell us about St. Augustine and zoysia grass. So let's paste that in there. Let's go over here. They got it on medium output. Keywords. Adding keywords makes it more likely that Jarvis will include the keywords next time it generates any content. It is not guaranteed they will be included. Usually Jarvis will look for ways to include the keywords when it's relevant to the sentence being written. At the moment, you can input up to 3 keywords. We found that trying to add more than that only confuses Jarvis. Change the title, content, brief, keywords as you go. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and compose. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to see? Everybody see Jarvis right? Let's see. St. Augustine and zoysia grass are 2 plants used across the country as turf grasses. There are many reasons why homeowners would choose these 2 plants over other varieties, especially in warm weather climates where turf like such as Kentucky bluegrass or fescue will not grow well year round. Have a look at just 8 of them below. All right, so it's prompting itself there. So let's see how it continues from that prompt. Again, I didn't have to input anything. This is boss mode. If you're using the other, you've got to go type a few things and wait on it. And grow your own grass seed. Buying grass seed costs money and no one knows the quality of what you're getting. If you grow your own, it's free, and you know just how fresh it is. Truly growing your own turf grass seed is the easiest. Sowing a garden out back, there's really nothing to. So it's going to predict what it's going to say next. So what do y'all think? Let's see. Nothing too complex about the process. Buy a sod cutter. Instead of going to Home Depot and buying a massive sod cutter, save yourself. I don't think Home Depot sells sod cutters, but you get the point. And you can go correct it, because if you don't correct it, it can keep writing and saying that kind of stuff. All right, it's a massive sod cutter. Save yourself some money and cut your own turf grass in smaller pieces with just a knife or fine-tooth saw. It doesn't have to be perfect as a store-bought after it's planted there. Do you see that? I have Grammarly. So it's like store-bought should it be like this with a hyphen. All right, let's click compose again. Pick your turf grasses with an eye towards the future. If you're moving in just a few months, know the different varieties do better in different climates. Stick with something that will grow and not die on your midway through the season. Seriously? I don't know anybody that's going to move and pick up the grass. Cut sod cutter. It's because the sod cutter stuff up here. So it thinks you're going to dig up your grass and take it with you when you move. You see how I can get outrageous? But if you corrected that, it wouldn't be doing this. So you always want to correct it. But we're just, for the sake of fun, we're going to go ahead and continue. Know your soil. Common sense is know your soil. Don't put something in if it needs more water than the plant will give. It needs more water than the plant will give. Your grass won't grow and you'll kill it quickly. This happens frequently in warm weather turf plants, such as zoysia and St. Augustine, cold climates where snowfall, heavy rainfall, it will cover them up for a long periods of time. Know when to plant. Summer season is a prime time for planting lawns. It's warm, easy. Again, if you don't know anything about turf grass and you're over here writing about turf grass and the reader knows a little bit about turf grass and they read your stuff, they're going to leave your website in a hurry and know that it's not true. So you'll want to make sure you know a little bit about what you're writing about. So be very cautious with that. But I'm gonna stop there on that. Let's go back over here. Quick, toggle off each of the sidebar inputs as you write to prevent Jarvis from seeing and using anymore. Click the toggle button next to each one. Recommended, continually update the sidebar inputs to work through a document. So let's go back to, let's go over here. Let's try something ridiculous, all right? So title, we're gonna put growing a turf in the trunk of your car. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. It's already picked up the tone of Bob Villa, so it's going to continue with that, even though we turned this off. And it's just going to continue based upon what all this is. Now let's see what it does with that. It's something just so stupid, but let's see. Plant in smaller pre-planted bags. If you're worried about the size of your yard and how much time it's going to take, so they're buying a smaller pre-planted bags at a local big box store or nursery. So let's compose again. Let's see if we can get it to go crazy with it. Trying to plant stuff on a windy day. Let's prompt it here. You know what? Let's say when you remove the spare tire from your car, you will want to replace it with the soil. Now compose. See, we're going to prompt it and let it guess from your garden. Or you can remove it from the trunk and put it in your own home's garden. See, sometimes I just like to play with that fun. This article is meant to be a joke only and is not meant to offend any person's views on the environment. It's not taking it seriously. So you see, you can just be silly with it. And sometimes it'll give you things like this. Sometimes it'll say like vegetablegardenadvice.com. I don't even know if that site is even real, but I bet you anything it didn't copy anything from it. You know what? For the sake of fun, let's go to it. It's not even there. There's not even a website there. Be entertained for just a minute. I'm going to, in fact, see if it's even registered. whois.sc/vegetable garden advice. I love whois.sc. I don't know where I learned about it, but it was many years ago. And I just go in there. I'm not a robot. It's whois.sc/whatever domain name. It's for sale. So it's available for registration. Nobody owns it. vegetablegardeneradvice.com. Who knew? By the time this video is over, I may own it. I don't know. vegetablegardeneradvice.com. That's pretty cool. But anyway, so you see, it didn't steal anything from this site. The site's not even there. It just come up with, that would be a site that would have something like that, I suppose. So, all right, I digress. Let's get back to it. Let's see. Most important, often most challenging part of writing content is in a document is starting off. Jarvis doesn't have much to look at for clues of what to write. If you don't put anything in the main content area, just hit compose. Jarvis will look at the title and content description, brief, and try to figure out what you want him to write. Here he wrote about tip number 1, keep it looking thick. Almost half Americans have a sprinkler system on their lawn. But most people water the grass too much or incorrectly. The right amount of watering depends on many factors. You see, you get different things. It's always unique. So that's why it's your assistant. You're the boss. You're the master of this thing. That's on topic. But what you'd probably prefer is for Jarvis to write an introduction paragraph. How to write an intro paragraph, use a blog post intro paragraph template, copy and paste into the document. Run a command to tell Jarvis to write an intro paragraph. Type write an intro. Run the command enter or control enter on the PC. Commands will be discussed in depth at a later step. So they're using the blog post intro paragraph template. So let's go over here. Let's toggle that back on. Let's change that title back. Let's see, what was that? What is this title? And you'll see that, let me take that silliness out of there. Paste. All right, now what they're saying, let's go over to blog post intro paragraph template. So let's go over here. Let's go back. Let's go to our templates. blog post intro paragraph. That's what it said. Blog post intro paragraph template. Yep. Copy and paste into the document. Run a command to tell Jarvis to write an intro paragraph available on the boss mode plan. Type write an intro. So let's see what all they wanted to put in there. So that's where we're gonna 8 tips for a greener lawn on the title. So let's go grab our description they had up over here. I might have went to the wrong thing here. It says blog post intro paragraph. Let's go over here. Already did that. Yeah, I didn't scroll down far enough, I think. Let's see. So I think I might be missing something here what they're talking about, but use the blog post intro paragraph template, copy and paste into the document. See, this isn't what I'm seeing over here. So let's just do this right here, 8 tips for a greener lawn. And we're just, you know what, let's just do that. Let's just do that right there. Let's just show you the blog post intro paragraph. Key to a green lawn is all in preparation. The type of grass you choose, where it is planted, how often you water will have a huge effect on your lawn's health. All right, and then you go through. We had to create 3 outputs, so we can go through here, read that, read that, read that, and we could pick our favorite one. So let's just pick one and look at that if we like it. And we're going to see our inputs that we put in. We can delete it. We can favorite it. We can also copy it and paste it into a long form. But there you see the blog post intro paragraph. I'm not sure what they were going for on the way they had this. Write an intro and will be discussed in depth at a later step. So I guess they're going to cover it later. But you're seeing how that long form works. So let's go ahead and populate that in. We're getting a long video, so I'm gonna let you do this, but you can do this if you want. Water your lawn regularly on the title. This will be on the long form, it appears. On the content description, you put that in. Keywords, inches. Now, when you hit compose, Jarvis will put in that information and use it to guide what he writes next. He should write a paragraph under the heading, water your lawn regularly. You don't have to update the sidebar inputs as you go, but try doing that if you're not getting the results you want. Output length. Now here's what the output lengths are. So over here, let's go back over to our dashboard. Let's go into the long form. In fact, let's go back over to our documents. Let's go to the one we were playing with earlier. 8 tips for a greener lawn. Now you see up over here, output length. So small, medium, large. A short, medium, longer. Small, medium, large. Anyway, shorter is 20 to 25 words. Medium is 50 to 55 words. Longer is 110 to 115 words. Try generating content using the different output lengths to see differences. Most customers use either medium or longer. You'll sometimes find that using L, Jarvis loses focus at the end of a generation and starts to write lower quality or off-topic content. Save a document to document history. Open and restore previously saved version. So that's nice. You can see your history. Action item, try writing a new content on a topic of your choosing. Play around with the different settings discussed above and see how they impact Jarvis differently. Next lesson, what Jarvis sees. All right, because what you input to Jarvis has a huge impact on what Jarvis outputs, it's very important to have an understanding of what Jarvis can see and pull in at the time you generate content. The Pro plan. If you have the Pro plan, Jarvis pulls in 600 characters above where you're writing plus the title, content description, and keywords, unless you have any of these toggled off. In this example, you're writing at the bottom of the page. You can see in the pink box that means he can't see any part of the intro paragraph. Our boss mode, now this is what I use. If you're on the boss mode plan, Jarvis pulls in 2,000 to 3,000 characters above where you're writing, plus the title, content description, keywords, unless you have any of these toggled off. This increases the input amount. This increase in input amount leads Jarvis to write much higher quality content because he has more context for what he has already been written, and can better predict great content to write next. As an example, if you're writing at the bottom of the page, you can see what's in the pink box. That means he cannot see any part of the intro paragraph. Using the triple star short code, by placing 3 asterisks in your document content, you will prevent Jarvis from seeing any text above that point. This is particularly helpful if Jarvis is repeating content or you just want to switch topics entirely. This does not prevent Jarvis from seeing the content in the sidebar, though. Try generating content with the title and the content description toggled on and then toggled off to compare the results. Toggle off everything on the sidebar. Type that on the line directly above your cursor in the document and click Compose. This cuts off Jarvis from seeing anything at all, and you should see Jarvis write something random and off topic. Yeah, that can definitely get interesting. I'm going to try to go a little faster on this, but you can see floating toolbar. Another great feature inside a document is a floating toolbar. To access it, simply highlight any text in the document. In addition to text styling, you also find the powerful tools: rephrase, fix grammar. So you want to rephrase something, you want to fix a grammar mistakes, explain it to a 5th grader. That's what I was saying before. Content usually performs better when it's easy to read. Highlighted text, select this tool. Jarvis will rewrite your content for 5th grade level. Send inside your document. Try 2 tools above. See how they work. I'm gonna show you that right quick. There are limits to. See that? Once you highlight it, this right over here: rephrase, fix grammar, explain it to a 5th grader. So let's see how long we can get away with. This is an example of explaining it to a 5th grader. So I took all that paragraph and changed it to St. Augustine and zoysia grass. There are 2 types of plants used for turf grass across the country. People choose these 2 plants because they don't grow well like Kentucky bluegrass or fescue in warm weather climates. So again, fact check everything. Rephrase it. So you have a rephrase. If you find that you like that better, you can just go ahead and use that. And if you don't like it, you want to try again, click that, and that'll just replace the text right there. Boom, it's changed. So let's continue on. Power mode and SEO mode. Documents have 2 additional modes that you can use to add functionality. Power mode gives you access to all the templates in a drawer right side of your document. To open, click Power Mode icon in the center of the top bar of the document. SEO mode. Let me show you that real quick. There's Power Mode. I see it gives us all this, so we can go in there and use these different things and use it to write in our article, to write an ADA or write a PAS, Google My Business, and it'll write it into our document. All right, let's turn that back off. Let's go back over to focus mode. Keep our focus going here. Now let's look at SEO mode. All right, let's see. I'm going to pause this for just a second and see how ridiculously long it's getting. All right, we're pretty far in there. Hang on, the phone's ringing. Not dealing with that right now. I'm teaching you guys some things. It is not an important call. So SEO mode. Writing articles to rank on Google, we highly recommend the Surfer SEO. I did click resume, right? Yep, make sure I'm recording. Highly recommend Surfer SEO integration. I definitely recommend this. This integration will also allow you to optimize your writing for specific keywords you want to include. Please read the full guide on how to turn it on here. Surfer is a great tool to help inform on the best enhancing your writing for SEO purposes. It will tell you what your headings should include, what keywords to include, how many words you should be writing, how many paragraphs you'll need to see your content. You'll need to see your content score increase. Open power mode, try using marketing angles template. All right, we saw that. Now I'm going to go into SEO mode. All right, I've got Surfer. So we're going to go over here because I have Surfer. We can go into SEO mode. Again, this gets really busy. So sometimes it's a lot going on and it goes a little slow, but enter one or more keywords separated by new lines. All right, so remember, let's so keywords, let's see. Let's put in Saint. I'll just copy you know what, let's just put in turf grasses. No, we're going to go with St. Augustine and zoysia because that's really the, wow, I'm taking forever. I should have just typed it, huh? I don't know why there's not a space in there. St. Augustine grass. Let's cut that out. All right, we'll put St. Augustine grass. All right, it's got natural language processing turned on. You want that turned on. I usually do. It'll cost you a credit. This is using one content editor and one natural language processing credit. They give you quite a few on the plan I'm on there on Surfer. But so this St. Augustine, so it's going through, it's analyzing. What it's doing right now is it's searching Google for St. Augustine grass, okay? It's looking at the top results for St. Augustine grass, and it's seeing how often certain keywords are used. Now, it's beyond just keyword St. Augustine. It's, well, you'll see. Let's click it. So I just click that. And right now our score is a 7. All right. Now here we can see, here's all the keywords. All right. So if you include these keywords like these others, Google thinks you are just as authoritative, just as good of an article with all these to rank you up higher. Headings, there's 5 headings. These need to be in some headings. So you need to create some H2 headings with these, an H1 heading with these. All right, it tells you words. We got 594 for St. Augustine grass. We should have 1,397 to 1,607. We should have 24 to 58 headings, paragraphs, at least 31, images, 5 to 11 images. All right, this is telling us that. NLP, it's telling us more of these keywords. Let's go back to all. Now let me blow your mind a little more. Let's click on brief. All right, now let's do the outline builder. This takes a minute. In fact, I will pause it for just a second. All right, so that just finished. I'm sorry, you got to see that screen. I've actually got an app on my phone that controls it, but for some reason the pause doesn't always work, and I'm working way too hard on trying to show you all these things just to find out that it didn't pause or it didn't start back. Even worse. Anyway, something interesting. I just got a message. I'm helping a friend of mine that owns a florist shop, and she needed some help. It was Google Maps, Google my business listing, that kind of stuff. I've been walking her through some things, and she just messaged me, says she's getting orders. She just got another order from they were found her on Google. She's loving it, and I'm just tickled. I'm glad to help people. I'm glad to help people make money. Glad to help people expand their business. So that was good news. I enjoyed seeing that message there. So, all right, so we went over to brief, and you see what we got here, outline builder. Okay, well, what do we got? H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. That's interesting. I don't know what that is, but let's show you. This is your H1s. These are your headers. They're saying put this in your stuff. This is good stuff. And this is written by AI. St. Augustine grass annual maintenance program. Why don't we sell St. Augustine grass anymore? Lawn care, the dirt on St. Augustine grass. When and how to plant and grow St. Augustine grass. Learn more about using St. Augustine grass. So you can select one of these. You can be like, you know what? I really like that. I really like when and how to plant and grow St. Augustine grass. Let's click that. Or we can copy it. We can come up over here. We can paste that. Boom. There's our H1 heading with that content. We might need to clean it up, obviously, like STIs. We need to clean up some things. But look what it did. It gave us that. We need to clean up this, like please visit link. You know, this right here. We might want to take that out. But that gave us a good H1 that matched up with what Google finds would be good. What it finds that Google sees is good stuff for an H1. H2, remember, we need a whole bunch of these. What's the guidelines for St. Augustine? For H2, these are your headings. Ideally, you should use 24 to 58 headings. All right, we got 0 right now. So let's go back over to brief. These are going to be your H2s. We got an H1 heading. Now these are H2s. So up underneath that, or this down here below is what Jarvis already did. Now we can go right here and we can click compose and it'll build upon that. We can also just go over here and pick out, you know, a couple dozen of these. You know, here's May through August, from January to April, different things like that. Maintenance needs in St. Augustine, you know, common problems to watch for, zoysia, an alternative and better, how do I care for St. Augustine? And we go over there and just copy and paste and get what we're paying for. Look at there, get what we're paying for. Go in there, modify that. We could take that out. We can go in here, tell Jarvis to compose on that. You know, and it's going to read everything above it and start writing. So the more you have up here, the more accurate that's going to be. So you can go in there and add these different things. These are more likely to be true, to be accurate. I found through Surfer because it's actually reading the top websites, which are typically going to be more factual. Now there's H3s. If you don't have enough headings, go in here to your H3s. And it's going to be more finer, grittier detail. The brown patch, revisions by the author. I don't know. We don't need that. Chinch bugs, aptly named root fungus, winter kill, choose the right lawn sprinklers. All these, and we can add this to the article. Next thing you know, we go through and we add all these things in here. We go back over here to our guidelines. We check our grade. You see how it's going up. Content scores a number between 1 and 100 that grades content quality and relevancy. So you see how this works. You see how whenever we're done with that, and just turn off that, go back to focus mode. And boom, we have our content that we took from Surfer into here. And we go and we want to expand upon this, you know, and let's take that out right there, and let's click compose and see. The only thing Jarvis knows is up to this point right here. So it's looking at this, and it's looking at this over here. So it continues writing, so we can have it continue on. So let's go back over to this. For writing articles to rank on Google, I highly recommend. All right, we already covered that. We already covered the marketing angles template, promotional ideals. All right, so using commands. Let's look at using commands in Jarvis. On the boss mode plan, you can use commands to tell Jarvis what to do using plain English or plain language. This gives you more control over how Jarvis works and leads to faster content creation. Using thousands of commands, you can ask Jarvis to do things like write some blog post titles about lawn care, write some ad headlines based on the product description, write a video script outline for the video titled 8 Tips for Lawn Care. I'm telling you, this is like, it's like how many flavors of drinks does Sonic have? You know, it's unlimited the commands you can tell your AI robot to do for you. You can, whatever you can think of, you can talk to this AI, you can talk to him, talk to Jarvis, tell him what you want. He's going to give you what you want. He's not going to argue with you. He may give you some baloney sometimes. Watch it, but talk to it, input, and you get your output. These are some commands Jarvis will follow better than others. But there's not just one set of list of commands he's programmed to run. He literally understands the intent of your command and works to fulfill it. How to run a command. In plain language, write the command you want Jarvis to follow. Press Command plus Enter on a Mac or Control Enter on a PC. Jarvis will highlight the command and execute it. When running a command, Jarvis sees and uses the command 2,000 to 3,000 characters above the command unless it stops at a $* short code. The title, content description, and keywords unless they're toggled off. Click here for a list of command ideas. Let's look at this real quick. Write some blog posts, titles about topic, write some content brief. As you can see, it's like anything you can think of. This is just the basic intro to get your brain to start thinking of how to command an AI to write for you. So let's go back over here. Voice dictation. I love voice dictation. I'm not sure what it's going to use, but if you see this right here, this is what I use, voice and voice typing. So it's a Google Chrome extension that I just love. I love voice end. It's really nice. I don't know if that's what they're going to be using. Even faster way to interact with Jarvis by using voice commands to literally speak what you want Jarvis to do. To use voice commands in Jarvis, you want to first make sure it's enabled on your computer, enabling voice dictation on a Mac. I don't have a Mac. I'm not a Mac person. Not bashing you if you are to your face, but you know, I've always been PC, sometimes Linux, but usually PC. Using voice dictation with Jarvis, make sure your cursor is inside the document within Jarvis. Next, press the function key twice or click the edit menu and start dictation. So I guess they got their own in there now. So from there, you can speak to your computer and the words you speak will start appearing in the text. Now, I'm actually not going to use that during this video because I'm afraid it's going to steal the mic and you won't be able to hear me anymore. So we're gonna skip that part right now, but you can see how to do it. Press the function key twice, all right? Or click the edit menu, select start dictation. You know what? Let's look over here and press. I'm not going to press. I don't want to take any chances on this. I don't want to mess up the video. So we're not going to cover that. But again, I use VoiceN, but it looks like they actually have something built into it now. How to enable voice dictation on a PC. Okay. So on a PC, here's what you're going to do. Select the text field and press the Windows logo key and H to open the dictation toolbar. And say whatever on your mind. Stop dictation at any time while you're dictating. Say stop dictating. All right. again, I don't want to steal our microphone. So I hope y'all go in there and play with that part, but I don't want to mess up the video. In fact, I'm going to make sure, let me check OBS and everything's still good. Yeah. All right. So we've covered that. Let's get on to recipes. You know, we're actually almost at the end of the whole thing here of this schooling that we're doing here on this YouTube. Now, let's see. I'm gonna scroll way down and see. All right, the next is keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, we're getting down to the end. Here's recipes. Recipes are pre-built workflows that contain a series of Jarvis commands to help you create content using a repeatable process. You can create your own or save recipes shared by the community. To see all recipes in your account, open the Recipes tab sidebar. All right, so let's go over here and let's take a look at recipes. Let's leave out of this. Now everything's auto-saved, always auto-saved, and it seems like, and let's click on recipes. No recipes yet. So start from a featured recipe. These are recipes that people at Jarvis have written or other people have written and released. And you see there's all kind of different recipes. So let's see what it says. Getting started, you can get familiar with the recipes by starting from the featured list or a community shared recipe. Featured recipes are real examples we've created to help you write content. Let's use a blog post recipe as an example. You can view the recipe here. All right. So whip together a quick blog post in 5 minutes using this recipe. So see what it's got. It's got first write a brief for a topic. Write blog title ideas, write an introduction, write a blog outline, write about outline item 1, outline item 2, item 3, write about blog conclusion for item 1, 2, and 3. So let's click run. Sign into your account. Why is it doing that? All right, well. Let's go back over here. Which recipe is this? And let's just pull it up on that other tab. It's a blog post. So I bet it's right here. So let's just open a recipe from this tab because that was being silly. Let's click run. All right, Jarvis, why are you trying to embarrass me now? Let's see. I don't know. Y'all get to see all my emails here. I've got a few. I don't even know if that's the email I use for Jarvis. We'll find out. Account was not found for this user. No. Continue with Google. I think it's my pest control email. I believe that's it. Let's see. Oh boy, I don't know why it's doing that. All right, let me pause and figure this out. And we're back. So I don't know what I did. I just tried to log in again. Everything logged in just fine. So here we go. I started the recipe, a blog post. Let's go back over here to our recipe page. Or nope, let's back over here to our schooling page here. So we went to this. Watch the attached video at the bottom to understand how to use the specific recipe. Click run to create a new document using this recipe. So create a new document using the recipe and save the recipe to your account. how to run a recipe. Each recipe is different, but most will ask you to replace the variables with your content and then run the command in the order from top to bottom. For example, let's walk through this example blog post recipe. Run the following command, then move the output in the sidebar. Write a brief for topic. So run the following command, then move the output into the sidebar. Okay. So we don't have anything over in the sidebar. So write a brief topic for, let's do snake traps. I don't know. So let's go over here. Let's see if they show their. So we're going to go through step 1, generate the content brief, replace topic with your actual topic. So we just did snake traps. I actually have a website for snake traps because I was making smart snake traps, and the site had some rank, then I just kind of let it go and haven't really done anything with it. So let's add some content to it. Let's do an actual use case here. So we did that, and then run the command by placing your cursor at the end of the line and pressing Command Enter, Control Enter on a PC. Copy the generated content, paste into the content description brief box on the sidebar. This gives your document more details about what you want to write about. So, Control Enter. Snake traps are a device that's used to capture and kill snakes that have invaded one's yard. So I can go with that, or I can click this right over here, and it'll just try again. That's something wrong, of course. So we're gonna like this one for now because I don't want to fight with it. And it seems like Jarvis is getting loaded down right now. So does that say to put it in title or into the brief? Generate your content brief. Replace title of your actual topic. All right, does it say to put anything in the title? Let's see. No, I think that'll come next. So let's put that over in our content brief. So we're going to take that content description brief and paste it in there. All right. So now, generate content, place in the content description brief. You do document more detail about what you want to write about. Generate article title ideals. Make sure you have content brief toggled on in the sidebar. Then run the next command, write blog title ideals. Let's go back over here to blog title ideals. So Control Enter. How to catch snakes with a snake trap. The basics of snake traps. What's the difference between snake and rattlesnake traps? All right, so there's just 3 there. Again, we could do that and try again to see what else it comes up with. Let's just follow along so this doesn't take 20 hours. So hopefully we'll be wrapping this up soon. Generate article topic ideas. So select or edit the article title you want to use and paste it in the sidebar. Write an intro. So let's I don't think that's super clear to me, but I'm trying to see. I've actually the recipes is a new thing in Jarvis. Now I'll be honest, I haven't ran a recipe yet until now. I've read a lot of recipes on Jarvis, but so plain text for that. Let's move that. Run an intro. The next new command, 2 commands in order. These commands will use different preceding and the title brief from the sidebar to get a context. Pro tip, rerun any commands you need to get the best output. When you're happy with the outcome, that's what I'm saying about by going through and trying again and again, it'll let you keep going. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take out this content description brief that we put in, how to catch snakes with a snake trap. Now we're going to pick one of these. Actually, that was one, how to catch snakes with a snake trap. All right, so let's go and copy this, add it to our content description. And it's turned on. Let's see what it said to do next. Y'all are probably laughing at me. It would take so long to do this, but I've been going at this for a little while today. Select or edit the article title you want to use and paste it into the sidebar. Write an intro. So we're going to get rid of, I'm going to get rid of that tab. We're going to get rid of these other two because we chose that one. Oh, actually, it's going to, I think we're actually going to use these. So right now, we're just going to move our cursor up over here. Remember, it doesn't see below it. It only sees above it and beside it. So I think those just stay in there. So write an intro, run the next two commands in order. Each of these commands will use the content preceding it and the title and brief from the sidebar to gather content. So this is, I don't know if you are seeing it as a little vague. Maybe I'm just tired. I didn't sleep a long time last night. So title, you know, maybe we just need to do what the topic was. Snake. I believe that was what it was. Snake trap. So, how to catch snakes with a snake trap. Let's just compose. So the theory behind a snake trap is very simple, and it works much the same way as traditional mouse traps. In fact, most snake traps are fashioned out of an old mouse trap with a few modifications to catch and hold a snake instead of a rodent. Kind of trap can be set anywhere by anyone with basic carpentry skills or access to wood. So in fact, I would assume this should actually be an H2 above this. So let's go ahead and paste that in as an H2. Let's do that. All right, let's make it an H2. In fact, let's do snake traps. Let's do that as an H1. So Jarvis knows that our H1, our main topic is snake traps. And I'm sure over here with the title and the content description brief, it's probably doing that. So the basics of snake traps. Now let's go over here and let's copy that. Let's turn that in an H2 heading. Let's change our content description to what we copied there, the basics on snake traps. Let's get rid of some of this white space in here. All right, let's compose. How to catch snakes with snake trap. Looks like it's repeating there, so I'm not having the best luck with this right now. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think we skipped something with the right blog title ideas. We need to do run an introduction. Yep. Blog title is write an introduction. See, I am getting ahead of myself. I am getting very ahead of myself on this. So y'all might be getting irritated watching this and be ready to just go get Jarvis and Surfer and run at it with yourself. But let's see if we can. You know what? Let's scratch and start over. Because, yeah, y'all are probably getting frustrated with me there on it. So let's go back over here, go to recipes. Let's go back over to blog posts. I got thrown off when it tried to log me out and log me in and all that. I didn't know what was going on. Let's click this because it should take 5 minutes. So I'm taking way too long to do this particular recipe. Let's do something not as involved. Let's do brief topic for DIY cockroach control. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to hit Control Enter. Sensitive content. Every now and then it'll do that. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why that would be sensitive. But yeah, that particular part of that word just. Best and most affordable way to get rid of cockroaches is by using a DIY roach control. There are a few types of DIY roach controls that can be used, but all have the same goal: to kill cockroaches. DIY roach control can be made with bleach, water, and boric acid powder. Mix 1 gallon of water, 1 teaspoon of boric acid powder. Use a spray bottle to mix the solution together, then add the liquid into a 2-liter container. Mix in 3 cups of household bleach for every gallon of water. Best way to use this demon is a DIY roach control is by placing it near sources where cockroaches are typical. Write blog title ideas. All right, you know what? First of all, I want to redo that. You know, no, I'm not gonna kill the time doing that. Let's just go with what it does. So let's take this. Let's take it. Let's copy it. Let's make sure, do we copy or do we cut? Move the output to the sidebar. So write a brief per topic. So we got our brief. So we're going to cut it. Paste it. There we go. So I didn't get it all pasted in there, but it got enough of it pasted in there. So moved it, run the following command and move the output to the sidebar. Blog title ideas. Control Enter. Sensitive content. Because I bet because of what it wrote. So we're going to change all that to roaches. All right, maybe I cleared all the foul language. All right. There we go. We got these right here. I'm sorry, I was just reading over what I've already read over the article. Now generate article title ideals, write blog title ideals. That's what we just did. Select or edit the article title you want to use and paste it in the sidebar. All right, so if I'm understanding this correctly, we are now going to take how to kill roaches with DIY roach control. We're going to copy that. We're going to put it over here in our title. All right, now we go back over here. Write an introduction. So I hope y'all aren't getting too aggravated with me here. I know it's probably a little frustrating to do. All right, so let's just copy these and get rid of these. I'm just going to cut them so we still have them. Write an introduction. Control Enter. All right. So it basically looks like I just copied the other thing. So we're going to back out of that. We're going to write a blog intro, and we're going to turn off that right there and leave on the title. All right. Now we're going to go over here, Control Enter on write a blog intro. So it's no longer reading that. It can no longer see that. You know how roaches can be eliminated from your home. There are many ways that work, but some of the most popular. So write a blog outline. Let's Control Enter. First, we killed from your home, roach killer DIY methods, conclusion. Outline item 1. Right about introduction. So we're going to swap that out. We'll enter. I could be butchering this, y'all. I will make another video as I get better in practice with recipes. I'll make another video just for recipes, and we're about to just move on because I'm getting aggravated with this one. So let's continue on our training. Let's create an outline. We're going to go over all this more. Write a conclusion, write about blog conclusion about item 1, item 2, item 3. How to format recipes and designate different parts. So again, I'll make another video later just covering recipes, but I'm not gonna spend the rest of my day fighting with this thing right now. So I'll learn it better to teach you better, to be more specific. Designate a line of text as a command by prefixing with that character. This will help visually separate commands. Variables. So designate which parts of your recipes are variables and require user input by wrapping text in curly brackets. How to create your own recipe. Create a new recipe in the top right corner. Name, description, recipe content. There are great recipes out there I've seen. I need to get in there and play with the recipes. I've just, like I said, recipes weren't around when I first got into Jarvis, and they came out and I already had my ways. But now I need to be taking advantage of these recipes because it is good stuff. It's great stuff. I just need to learn better how to use it. When you share a recipe, let's see, the public facing URL is open to anyone with that URL, but they must have an account to run the recipe. Action item, open the recipes tab in your account and run the following recipes to get the feel of how they work. So, do we dare? Let's try cold email recipe. Looks super simple, right? Let's see if we can get it to run. Is it gonna log us out again? No, good. All right. Product name, your product name. All right, let's do pest control. Supreme special. Product description. You know what? I can just grab that real quick, what I've already written on that. My wife is actually redoing the visual of our website right now for the pest control. So it's not very pretty, but it's SEO friendly and it works. It's going to be even more SEO friendly. It's missing a lot of things like images. Yeah, I don't think I have any images on it. And that's not good to do. Your description. So run an 8F for the product above. So Control V. Control V, what did I just do that for? My goodness, people. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna Control C this. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna click cold email and I'm gonna run it again. And I'm just gonna paste that part I already pasted in and not Control V. I don't know what I was thinking there. So we already got product name, product description. Now we can Control V into there. Product name, Pest Control Supreme Special, product description, Wolf 995. And we're going over here, Control Enter. Write an 8 up for the product there. If roaches and scorpions, Pest Control Supreme can help. All right, so that's where it says product. I should have put Looper Industries Pest Control, business name. Pest Control Supreme, Wolf 9 Special. So I'm not going to redo this, but y'all get the picture here. Where the attention, interest, desire, and action to cold email to. All right, so to Bob. And that's Bob. Control Enter. Hi, Bob. I'm reaching out to you because I think we share the same interest. You happen to be a pest control company, and I just started my own pest control company. You ever do any type of advertising for your services? If so, how do you advertise? Let me know if you're interested in setting up a call to talk about opportunities free of charge. I have some more information about my company. That is so off base of what you would send to promote your business. I'm going to buy a new bike. All right, I think Jarvis has been drinking today. I'm not sure a homeowner. I recently finished my first house and I'm now looking to start a pest control company. What do you think? Let's try again. So find you well. I want to take a minute to introduce myself and Pest Control Supreme to you and let you know if there's a way we can work together. Recently, I saw your company doesn't need some pest control. Pest Control Supreme, which should be my business name, but I'll put that in wrong, has been helping families over 30 years. Pest control service. We offer the best prices possible and peace of mind. You see, okay, now we're getting somewhere. And that's the benefit of just hitting that. You just keep going or just redo it. But what does it take to go and redo it? You know, it's seconds. So anyway, there's a recipe there we just ran through. Ideal factory, video script, blueprint, show notes. All right, next lesson, let's go ahead and move on. Again, I'm going to make a recipe video later. Keyboard shortcuts. Use these shortcodes to write faster inside a document. PC users use control key instead of the command key. That took me a little bit. Shortcodes, 3 asterisks in your content to prevent Jarvis from seeing above that point. So if you change a topic, you need that. Keyboard shortcuts. Look over these. Command enter, control enter, command shift enter. You see what each of them do. Command K. I would print this out. I would personally get these keyboard shortcuts and write them down, whatever, have them at your monitor, just have them right there until you memorize it. All right, next section, account management. We are at the finale here. Below, we'll answer some common questions that cover the most used account functionality available in Jarvis we haven't talked through yet. So, team management, language translation, what is plagiarism, sensitive content filter? Y'all saw that with the cockroaches, help and training. So, let's get team management. To add team members, your workspace. Now, you may or may not have extra seats. I have 2 extra seats, and one's for my wife, one's for my kids, so they can go and use Jarvis for whatever they want to use it for. And they don't offer private folders. That means anything you do, anything they do, you can all share and see. So don't do anything you don't want. Don't write anything you don't want other people to see that are on your team. Starter, on your starter plan, you're automatically given 10 member seats. You add up 10 members to your starter plan, no additional cost. It's optional. Pro, on the pro plan, you start with 1 member seat. All right. I mean, the sole email that signs up for the account will be able to use the account. Otherwise, $40 a month per member on top of that. All right, boss mode, and this price is right now. It's gonna go up. I guarantee that. It already has several times, but it hasn't gone up on me because I was early. And if you get in right now and sign up, you're not going to pay extra later. So that's why I think it's an investment. You know, on the boss mode plan, you start out with 1 member seat. Means the sole email that signs up for the account will be able to use the account. If you'd like to add more team members, it's $50 each seat on top of that. So they get their own subscription basically, but it's a shared. When you add a team member, you'll be charged a prorated amount for adding a team member to your billing cycle. Deleting team members, you can get rid of people if you don't want them on your team anymore. So I've got 2 team member seats plus myself and boss mode and everything, and I'm doing good for what I pay. And the price right now really isn't bad either for what you'd sign up with today. It could end up going up several $100s a person later on. While Jarvis is trained more thoroughly in English, we integrate with DeepL to offer Jarvis in over 25 languages. AI with languages is unique. It's not just dictionary swapping words for English, Spanish, or British English. And all that. It knows ways to do things to make it sound proper. To enable language defaults, go to your account settings page, toggle it on. Language translation is tricky. Jarvis plus DeepL, Deep Language, do a good job of translation, but other languages will still likely need more editing than the English outputs. Language translation is not currently available for commands. Available languages, so we can write in Czech, Bulgarian, Danish, German, Greek, English, all these different languages. So output languages, is this. All right, what about plagiarism? In this content, Jarvis writes original, or do I need to be worried about plagiarism? Jarvis writes unique content 99.99999% of the time. This wasn't just some random amount of nines. They studied and found out how much plagiarism is in there, and it's literally 0.00001% plagiarism. I mean, you're never going to find it. It's going to be random, that it catches just a random set of words that just happen to match with something else. So, as discussed at length and how Jarvis thinks, Jarvis is trained on huge chunks of the internet, but doesn't regurgitate what he read exactly. It's just not how AI models work. The AI model works. Not only do you not need to worry about plagiarism of existing content on the internet, but you also don't need to be worried about getting the same outputs as other Jarvis users. Even if you enter the exact same input as another user, highly unlikely, Jarvis will almost certainly not return the same output. At this time of writing, Jarvis has written over 1 billion words. No user has ever had plagiarism issues, and neither will you. Sensitive content filter. This gets, I'm not the biggest fan of this because the cockroach shouldn't have been marked. Effort to help moderate the use of AI safety, Jarvis does not have a content filter. It does have a content filter. Basically, we don't want Jarvis writing anything that'll make grandma blush. The filter's aim is to detect any generated text that could be sensitive or unsafe. Filter is less about actual words and more about intent of the writing, meaning the filter is going to flag content based upon the projected intent of the content could be. Folks, I'm sure this is going to get better over time. It's everything great in the beginning, sometimes has some things. From what we know, the filter will make mistakes, but is built on to error on the side of caution. A warning message will appear in your app to give you guidance that something in your input is not passing through the content filter. What to do once you get the warning message. All right, you saw what we did. We looked for what could it be, and we found cockroach. And well, I'm not going to get into why that was unsafe, but roach was safe, and you get the picture. Special event would release some magic bullet to eliminate all of my relationship difficulties, trigger everlasting love, and joy of my life. This got flagged due to unsafe filter of releasing bullets. You know, so when it said would release some magic bullet, so it picked it up and said it wasn't safe. Enabling a more flexible content filter. Some accounts mounted content filters for topics that would consider safe. They're flagged in error. At a review, we'll move these accounts to a more flexible filter. If you believe your account is getting filtered in error, send us an email, which I probably will later, and be patient. We'll respond and review each case that could be getting a false positive in the content filter. If your message, please include what input was flagged. Please note that we will be use cases that are being blocked validity by the content filter as well. Not all inputs that receive this message are happening mistakenly. Help and training. Want more help and training? Check out the resources below. All right, these are some great resources, people. Take advantage of them. 2 ways to reach customer support. They're easy to get a hold of. Then insert every email on business day. Boot camp completion. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the boot camp. By now, you've thoughtfully worked through each of the sections and completed the action items. Hopefully you feel far more confident in using Jarvis to create content of all kinds. The key from here is to test, tweak, experiment, and play with Jarvis until you get outputs that you love. You are the boss. When you lead Jarvis well, you'll be able to get spectacular results. Jarvis Certification Program. Jarvis Certification is a special designation reserved for those who have proven a high level of competence using Jarvis to create great content. Since you've completed the boot camp, we highly recommend you finish the last few steps to get certified. Click the link below for more details on getting certified. So let's take a look over here. So we completed that. This video was literally supposed to be the first section of the Jarvis Bootcamp. I ended up covering everything of the bootcamp, but I still need to do a couple other things, a few other things. I need to generate content at least once inside each of the 50 plus templates, create one new recipe of my own, don't just copy an existing one. That doesn't look hard to create a recipe as long as it's not like running that one recipe. So I personally generate at least 20,000 words. I'm probably over that. See how many words you generated, hover over your team page. Don't take the exam until you've completed the above requirements. Pass the exam. So I just need to go through each of the 50 plus templates and make sure I've ran each of the 50 plus templates. I could probably knock it out in an hour, especially if I'm not on video. So this evening, this afternoon's been a little off on me on that. Pass the exam. It's probably going to be pretty easy. Wait for the review. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, you will see my certification. Well, they do it on Tuesdays, so it'll be next week, and I will be on island time. I'm going on vacation. So I'm going to sit back, South Padre Island, and enjoy the view and take a break from everything, because I have been hustling hard at writing and doing all this work and taking a full day today to do it. Like I said, I own a pest control company, and I managed to get a day where I had the day off. So doing this and getting ready for vacation. All right, so I hope I've been a tremendous help. I hope at least one person watched all the way through. I don't know. I don't know how many of y'all are that interested in seeing all this, but that's it. That's it. You can go in there just over what we covered. You're ready to go take the exam and pass it. That's it. You just, all you got to do is go have Jarvis go in there and create content at least once, and you sell those templates and go create a basic recipe. You saw how simple the recipes were on the recipe itself. Running it, I was having issues, but I think it's a Jarvis issue. I'm hoping right now, but you saw how it was. But go in there, enjoy, go get listed. Go, and I'll see you on the front page of Google on whatever your topic is, whatever your keyword is. Get out there and figure out how to do it, and watch all my other channels, all my other videos, my other playlist. I cover a lot of stuff, people. So you ready to learn how to expand your business and grow? Subscribe, follow, like, do all those things. Thumbs up, please. We'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.